Welcome everyone. We are back. It is another special edition. I say that because we have an amazing guest. We got an amazing show, big names, big prizes. It's Tuesday. It is the Super Millions Season 2, Episode 55. I want to welcome in to the commentary booth with me, good friend, great poker player, and all-around great guy. We got Benjamin Rolle joining us in the booth today. So let's please bring him in, welcome him in. And Ben, how are you, man? I usually see you at the highest stakes, at the biggest final tables. How does it feel to be commentating and not playing today?
I mean, to be honest, terrible. I would prefer to be on the other side, but I did not manage to reach the final tables. I have to be here today, but I'm excited. Thank you for inviting me, and that helps to see some spicy action here today.
Yes, well, I know you're going to know many of the players, and I know you're very familiar with the format, this tournament, and your results. If you don't know, guys, you can search him, check him out. But of course, you're familiar with Ben CB, the founder, creator, the guy, Raise Your Edge in the building today. So we welcome him in. Let's go to the final table right now. Let's take a look at who we got at the final table, see what we're playing for, and we will play to a winner today for another big prize. So let's take a look at this featured final table. Ben, how often you get to play this tournament, the Super Millions? Is this on your regular weekly schedule if you're playing?
If I'm playing, then I'm always playing it, yes.
Yeah, it's a special one. It's hard to miss. I see immediately we have a juiced up prize pool, a little bigger than recent, because there is obviously the World Series of Poker online going on at GG currently. So this is, it's nice. 295,000 a first. We can see ninth place guaranteed 40,000. Who jumps out at this final table? Which names are you familiar with? Have you battled with for frequently?
I mean, Justin Bonomo, of course, Samuel Wolsten, Arseni Malinov, Margaret Doria, Arthur Matrusian, Niklas Asted, Andrei Novak, Wizard of Oz. I also played against him. Top Greg is the only one I'm not familiar with. It sounds like a familiar screen name to me, but I cannot connect it with a face or a real name.
Yeah, I mean, this is, as you expect, it's a $10,000 buy-in online. Of course, there are satellite options. People can get in for much less, but this is, of course, it's a big boy buy-in. A lot of big names, a lot of competent players, a little bit hard to call who's going to win. Looks like a lot of big stacks, very experienced players. Of course, Justin Bonomo, one of either the number 1 or 2 all-time tournament money list earners. So hard to bet against him with the chip stack. Let's do you up for a dinner to see red or black, and then we can pick a snake draft and play for a dinner with your significant other, and we could go on a nice double date in Miami at some point. Are you up for that?
Totally.
Okay. Well, let's do it. You choose red or black next flop. You get to call it.
Okay. Sorry. I confused it. I actually thought initially we would also pick a player who is going to win.
I want to see bloodshed, Ben. I want to see at least I don't want to have to get around. I want to see a dinner. I'm talking a nice dinner for 2. It's a 4-person dinner. There could be drinks involved, so maybe dessert. We'll see. But let's I want to see
dessert.
If we pick everybody.
Depends how my next Sunday will go, if a dessert is affordable or not. But oh wow. Okay, so sorry. What am I supposed to pick again? Let's start. You said the color of the next flop or suits, or?
Yeah, that's how we start. So who gets to go first? And then we'll go 1, 2, 2, 2, 1 for the draft order, and we'll leave out ninth place. I'll give the last stack picked. I'll give to the audience. I am going to do a giveaway, at least a $50, could be $100 giveaway. So please hit the thumbs up to take part in that. We'll have a keyword later in the stream. And Justin Bonomo picks up a nice pot there to start. But yeah, so red or black, and then we do a draft.
So I pick a suit for the next flop.
Yeah, if it'll be red or black flop.
What if it's, red or black based on the 2-color deck, right? What if it's, I can only, okay. I go for red.
Come on.
I'm going for the hearts.
All right, you're going for hearts and diamonds. So red or black.
I'm just making sure I'm not listening. I'm trying to. Every bet matters.
No angles here. I know you're a little bit hesitant to bet with me because of what happened in the soccer field back in the day. I don't want to have to bring that up.
That was truly rigged.
Exactly. Well, listen, I hope you guys are enjoying. Again, Benjamin Rolle, he is the creator, founder of Raise Your Edge. We'll talk more about that later, but for right now, we're going to be calling the action, looking for a flop, and I want to get you guys involved in a giveaway. Let me ask you, 9-handed here, ICM, of course, always something people talk about in tournaments. It's a big deal. What do you think how do these players approach it? Like, let's take Samuel or Nicholas, some of the more experienced, some of the crushers here. How do you kind of, when you see really competent players at the final table, are you always looking to ladder, looking to win? How do you sort of approach these really tough final tables with a lot of great players?
It always depends. I think all of them will align their game plan based on who they're playing against. There's certainly some regulars who are a bit tighter than some regulars who are a bit looser. Yeah, so it's hard to say. I would definitely say that Sam, the guy from Finland, is probably the best player in terms of ICM. And then you have for sure Arthur, who's probably the most reckless player on this final table. Even though Justin Bonomo is the chip leader here, I do believe it's gonna be a battle between Sam, Arthur, and Nicholas. That's my 3 bets here. And ICM is always a consideration, of course, on final tables. So 900, the way it works is basically the closer you get to heads up, the less important ICM becomes. ICM is always a consideration between what can you risk and what can you win. Basically a risk-reward ratio. And here, when you get it all in 900, 800, 700, you risk a lot losing your tournament life, but doubling up is not as huge as if you would double up, let's say, with 300 or 400. Again, ICM is always a consideration, but you need to understand that if you double up 400, it's so much bigger, right? Look at the pay jumps. You then put yourself in a position of winning the whole thing. You get a much larger chunk of the prize pool. Here, if you double up 900, well, chances are high you make it to the 8th place or 7th place, maybe 6th place, right? It's like a 40K pay jump in total from 9th to 8th, 6th place. But if you double up 6th or 5th place, you set yourself up for a 200K price jump, 80K, 130K price jump, right? Like, or even winning the whole thing. It's so much more worth. There's a higher reward in doubling up. Because most people approach or consider ICM exactly the same way for the entire final table. But the closer we get to 300 and heads up, the less the ICM impact.
Well said. Very well broken down. And as we see, Mark Radoja, very talented player, finds himself over 2 million picks up. And also you have won the first part of the bet is the draft. Sometimes it's not better to have the first though, because you can get a double pickup, but you got the first pick. So your pick, Ben, to start us off here on our dinner bet.
Picking the winner, you mean? Who's going to win the whole thing?
Right. So yeah, we'll pick all the players, and then if you have one, so each player we'll have four each of the 9, and then if any of those players that you have wins, you win the bet.
Okay.
So right. Yeah, to win.
So should I start? Then you go next, then me, then you, or I go first, you pick the next 2, then I pick the 3rd, or how do you want to do it?
It goes, you go first, then I get 2, then you get 2, then I get 2, then you get 1.
Okay. I pick Nicholas.
Wow, takes Nicholas. Well, I will take Bonomo with 3 million, and I will take Radoja. So I got Radoja and Bonomo.
I pick Arthur.
Oh shit! I just did a quick scan and missed that. That was a blunder, but no worries. So Mark, whatever. Mark's got about the same stack. So
yeah,
all good. Not a huge deal. We'll take that amiss. I of course respect the man's game, the Archer. So you actually get 2. So you get 2 now.
Oh, I go to Arthur and Mark. No, sorry, you got Mark. Arthur and Sam.
Sam, good pick. And then I will take Wizard of Ez and Andre Novak.
And then it's Azeni left, right? Yeah, Azeni. I take Azeni.
Or top Greg.
Azeni.
Okay. So guys, at home, if you're watching, you officially have top Greg. If he wins, it's going to be $100 GG tournament ticket giveaway. If anyone else wins, you're going to get 50 no matter what for the winner of this giveaway. But please hit the thumbs up to enter, and I will have a keyword for you later. But we do appreciate that. It helps with the algorithms. It just feels good, man. It's one of those endorphins. So hit the thumbs up if you're enjoying the show, if you enjoy Razor Edge, if you enjoy Ben, if you enjoy whatever, if you're just feeling good, hit that thumbs up, and we are going to be playing to a winner today. Ben, what is upcoming for you? I think I saw you teasing on socials. You may play some more live poker. Is that possible? Or are you are you just trolling us?
No, I think it's like for the next month, it's going to be really hard. Flying to Cologne for the Gamescom until Sunday. Then there's another event in London. Like I have lots of stuff to do with esports and business, and yeah, in between trying to squeeze in some sessions. So live poker, if then towards the end of the year, I would be excited. I think also live content. I mean, I think it would be super fun to run around with a cam, create those, record those live high roller vlogs and sharing insights. And yeah, I think it would be super cool content, and I would be super excited to do that. But it also requires a week or probably even 2 weeks of dedicated time that I just don't have at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's I respect that a lot. You know, Pads also talks about that. So kind of diving in, doing one or the other. It's hard to sort of bounce around, do a little of everything. You want to be really focused and locked in. So as we see right here, we got a Jack 9 open from the chip leader, Justin Bonomo, late position, and a nice 3-bet from your man Sam there, who is going to kick it up and just pick up the pot. So nice recognition, understanding Bonomo, the chip leader, going to be opening even wider than normal, especially from late position. So a nice pot. 9-handed poker. This is, I believe, the only stage of the tournament. It's 9-handed. I think this is an 8-handed tournament for the majority of it. So 9-handed have to be a little tighter. And we see Bonomo going a bit wide, although definitely in line as the chip leader.
Yeah, it's a fine open for sure. Nice 3-bet there by Sam.
Yes, and a nice flop here. Both players have some key cards. There could be some shenanigans here, pretty deep as well.
Yeah, I think between top players, I think Arthur is one of the guys who is very willing to fight even those big pots. Usually it's not really supposed to be. I can imagine also Justin just checking this board. You don't really want to face a check raise. But betting is also fun. The thing is, he doesn't really have like deuce 4, 6-4, which Niklas all has, or even 3-5. So I can imagine Niklas going for a raise here and just playing this really aggressive. He has pocket deuces, 4, 6s. He has more 2 pairs, especially with the backdoor flush draw. It's good to fold out some hands like queen jack off, king jack off. Even if Justin has king 3, and Niklas could then keep barreling this turn. Very often Justin would be sitting on pocket 7s, pocket 8s, and yeah, I think the second barrel is of course also really standard here. I like it as well, and then Niklas has to fold. But Niklas plays these pots also in general very, like, Niklas also one of these opponents where I think you won't expect him to make a huge punt, but he's the kind of opponent that still is capable of pulling off a big bluff, right? And that's usually, in my opinion, defines a top player, that he plays solid, but he's capable of running a big bluff against you, so you can't just be out of line. But yeah, we're going to see, of course, here our first all-in of the final table. I guess I don't see Mark. You picked Mark, right?
Yeah. Well, the audience has top Greg, and the good news for them is they are potentially going to be, if they can avoid a jack, going to have 1.1 million, have to fade that 4.55% on the river, and they do that. So look, the audience trying to win double the 50 into 100. So a good start there. And we see a jack shown by Novak, but top Greg is off. He was the last guy, didn't get picked by us, and he is instantly making himself known. So big double up there, and can't blame Mark. Basically an all-in. What are the merits for flatting their pre-flop versus raising if you're Mark with that raise pre-flop from top Greg?
I don't know, to be honest, because you could just click it back. I mean, maybe if the board comes ace, king, queen, but then he has a gut shot, I think you're still kind of committed.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess at the same time, it's maybe somehow if there's some huge action behind him with the players left that could get away. But yeah, it seems like that was just going to get the money in. And here, top Greg's got some newfound chips, but he's got the chip leader under the gun raising, ace 3 off. These are always tricky to me to play because you're getting such a good price. You're dominated sometimes, and it's hard to play. He does go ahead and make the call. And here's another part of that puzzle, though, right? You could have the best hand. It's hard to realize value, and you're also going to get bluffed off a lot. So let's see what Bonomo comes with. Maybe a quarter pot, doesn't need more. Goes for about a third.
Yeah, on this final table, these offsuited aces, you either play it as a 3-bet, so you raise to like 300k, wrap the ace king, and then even Bonomo has a hard time continuing with his Jack 10 suited. He's at least supposed to fold it, but yeah, you fold this pre-flop here. Even already in early stage of a tournament against under the gun, you're folding this. So on the final table, this is a clear fold.
Interesting.
Even Jack 10 off, 10-9 off, you're supposed to defend really, really tight here.
Yeah.
I would defend like suited and having the option of making it straight apart from 3-2 suited, so like 4-5 suited, 7-4 suited, these hands are fine. And I would even fold Jack 10 off, 10-9 off, Queen 10 off, just performs really bad because of the card removal effects, right? Bonomo is opening a lot. King 10, pocket jacks, ace 10. So a lot of the cards that you need in order to make a straight, and especially in these high pressure ICM situations, you want to make straights. You can't stack off with the top pair. You can't call down with a top pair. And then very often the pairs that you need, like a 10, a 9, a jack, as I just mentioned, are also going to be taken out of the deck because of Justin's open raising range, or they're going to be dominated. So you're just in a really, really bad situation here. In terms of like, for most people, Jack 10 off, they think it's a call, but here under ICM, it's just a clear pre-flop for like Queen 10 off, Jack 10 off, King 10 off probably starts defending a little bit, but like King 9 off, King 8 off, all these hands are just pure folds. Queen 9 off, Queen Jack off is the first hand I would defend, because then you start dominating some of the hands like Jack 10, 10 9, Queen 10. But typically, that's the kind of approach you want to play as a mid stack from the blinds versus earlier middle position ranges if the stack covers you.
Yeah, so here we see the King 10 suited defend and Queens flops top set monotone board. Kind of a tough spot, but on that stack, not much, can't get too creative. Personally, he does give it up there, and he was in a bad spot. So well done for him. He is still got some chips. I mean, there's still plenty of play at 35K big blind. We are still 9-handed. Can see the payouts in the lower right, 40,000 for first, 295,000. I'm sorry, 40,000 for ninth, 295,000 for first. These are always interesting how the chips break, and if there's anyone that's able to run away with it. Although a lot of really good players here, I think that, you know, this will be interesting how it shakes out. I didn't see the betting markets, but I guess Bonomo, how big a deal is it? Like, how often would you say Bonomo wins this with 3.4 million, Ben, versus like a 2 million or 2.4? Like, how big a difference in an advantage is it to have that extra million chips right now?
I mean, at least for a top 3 finish, because the other big stacks are sitting on the other side of the table that could hurt him. So he's actually in a really good position. That's the advantage of choosing the final seed, right? That's why he seeded himself away from the other big stacks. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I would give him a decent 15 to 20% chance.
Right.
Right. I mean, typically you have 9 players, right? So 100% divided by 9 would be everyone's chance. But since you have different stack sizes, so yeah, I don't know. I think 15, 20 to 20% seems, I mean, it's quite a tough final table. Yeah, so I would guess around 20% of the time, maybe 17% of the time. Maybe I'm overestimating the starting, because with the blind increase, it's like if he loses a 3-bet pot, he's already second or third in chips, right? It's like maybe it just makes 1% or 2% difference. Maybe it's like 14%, and then the second one has 13%, and 12%, 11, 10. It's more that kind of distribution. Probably more like 15%. I would guess.
Yeah, it sounds about right. You would know better than anyone. Wow, look at this. So top, going to be a jelly roll for Samuel here. I mean, he's got the top 2. He does get some resistance. He's got to realize, obviously, he's so high up in his range, but it's a little scary at this juncture. I don't know if you think you're going to get raised by too many draws. So, you know, you look at value here, you're obviously high up in the range, but there are hands that beat you, some sets, and you're blocking queens, kings, Jack 10. Now there's hearts come home, but interesting here if Wizard of Az, if one of these players is going to be able to get them off the chop.
Actually, Sam is already hating his hand now. Because Wizard of Oz is raising king, queen, Jack 10, kings, queens, nines. He's never raising queen 9 or king 9 here. Just, it's not how it works. It's just too bad to raise. And this might, I think this is now just where it's going to be checked down. Maybe I can see a word where Wizard of S checks and Sam bets small. I mean, depends how small. If Sam just tries to make this freeze bet, like freezing the action, betting 100K, 150K, I could see, I don't see Wizard folding. But if Sam starts betting 250, 300K here, I definitely see a world where Wizard of S might be folding. And now, yeah, Sam is just going to be checked. I mean, yeah, he has enough showdown value, right? Ace jacks, ace tens. I could definitely see where if Sam has king jack or king 10, I could imagine he turns it into a bluff, but yeah, king queen. Just gonna go.
Yeah.
It's just too strong, right? Like,
oh,
it's not out of the world to think about jamming here, getting him off even ace king or even aces we're behind, right? Jack 10 is gonna be in a lot of trouble. I think Mark is gonna 3-bet this. And then Arthur has an interesting hand to 4-bet. Because you see that very often, that king queen is like the best hand to do that with here, to like 3-bet bluff, 4-bet bluff, because you unblock a lot of ace-x. Like, people have more bluffs with ace-x, but they have a ton of value with king x and queen x. Like, they're not going to be bluff 3-betting a lot of king x or queen x, less than ace-x, but have a lot of value with the king, kings, ace king. Same with the queen, queens, right? He's not 3-betting queen 10, queen jack. So it's actually pretty sexy here for Arthur, and that's why he's tanking, and that's why I also predicted it. That it's definitely an option, and I can see this in a solver ward, that this hand wants to 4-bet bluff here decent amount of the time. But then the next question is, if it goes wrong, you know, he puts himself in a mid-stack position, and then he's a bit more handcuffed. He loses the chip lead on Nicholas. So there's also a bit of like tactical consideration in terms of what happens if you lose. Very often I make plays where if it goes wrong, I put myself in a horrible situation, even though it might be slightly plus EV, it might be a good play. And sometimes I do a play that I know is not necessarily that great. Like, it's still maybe slightly winning, but it's high variance. But if it goes well, I put myself in an excellent position, and I'm able, because of my chip situation, I be able to win the chips back that I risk it, because I can be much looser. All right, he spikes the jack.
Yes, nice double up there for Arseni. He is in, and look at this. I mean, we're still 9-handed. Sometimes it's funny that these can get down to 3 or 4-handed very quick, but then it's very deep. And sometimes we don't lose a player for a while, and it actually goes faster because the stacks get shallower, and it just depends. But really a treat today to have Ben on. It's a treat to have such a world-class final table. And we welcome all of you guys. Already 1,800 people watching today. Hopefully you're playing some World Series of Poker action on GG while playing. If you're in a country or a jurisdiction that it allows you to, there are bracelets being awarded. And man, Scott Ball hit the $1 million bounty for $200 yesterday. He called me yesterday, like right after, it was like 5 minutes into the day. He told me it was the first hand of the first hand dealt on the day 2, and he popped up and he didn't know that he won the $1 million. It was in his cashier. It looked like 1,000, and then it popped up on the main lobby, and someone called him and said, "Hey, did you just win $1 million?" And he was like, "What?" And he went and looked at his cashier and saw that, yeah, sure enough, he had $1 million sitting in there. So pretty epic story there for a $200 buy-in to win $1 million. A Matt Glantz getting it at the World Series this summer, and Scott Ball, also a high-profile no name, who was WSOP Player of the Year before for the No Limit event. So some guys have all the luck, Ben. You know, like, call it luck, skill, but that's I mean, you want to see the guy. I got love for Scott, but you want to see the guy. You know, that's the $200. They're Super Bowl. They've never played a high buy-in, win $1 million. You know, the guy who's playing the 200K buy-ins and highest rollers. It's great. $1 million's great, but you know, that's crazy. Tournament. I love these mystery bounties. What do you think about the mystery bounty formats?
I love them. It's a great format. The only thing that I think needs to be solved is, especially when you're day 2, that when this happens, that the biggest prize is taken out rather quick. it kind of takes the excitement away. I also had a day too, and like the top 3 prices were taken out within a few hours, and then like 3/4 of the prize pool is gone, right? Just
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of wild, right? Like on the first hand of that tournament, it's kind of takes away the millions gone. It takes away a little bit of the fun of it. But yeah, I think one of the cool things about that is just showing that these sites, the live poker, all these different places are innovative, and there's new things, new stuff that's coming to make people excited about playing different formats, you know, progressive knockouts, bounty, adding antes to PLO, 5-card PLO, 6-card high low. Like, I think ultimately poker's in a good place, and there's a lot of variations of the game going, and it just seems like poker's in a healthy place, and people love the game right now.
yeah, absolutely.
Nice. Top Greg's trying to win you guys $100 as well for the giveaway. Again, please hit that thumbs up. Welcome in, and 1.35 million. And Ben and I, man, what if the one guy wins that we don't have at dinner? I think we gotta go anyway. We'll have to just split, do a Dutch dinner instead of well, we got that at least. When are we gonna get you to Miami in 2022? Is that possible?
I hope so. If our schedules allow that, then yeah, we can do that. Oh, nice jam there by top. I really like it. To just close your eyes, this is a spot where Arthur's going to be aggressive. He's supposed to be aggressive. If Mark sits on ace king he's supposed to fold that, and I think he will. He's a great player. Even pocket tens, pocket jacks, and even if Arthur sits on pocket tens himself here, he's in a really, really tough spot. So, and he's going to have a lot of bluffs. It's just he increased the stack by 30-40% here, uncontested. Love his play. This is where people, you know, the chat pros, you know them, Jeff. We all know them, right? Oh, he jams ace queen. Oh my God, what a punt. No, it's a great play. He's one of the shortest stacks. You got to take some risks if you want to win this tournament. Smart risk, so great play.
All right, well, we got some multi-way action here. Pretty interesting flop for, I mean, Bonomo's got to love it. And over in the second up flush draw. It is 4-way though. This is something that is going to be interesting. If you're ace queen, you realize that it feels like a very good flop, but it's also scary, right? You could just be really, really in trouble. So how does he go about it? Surely wants to bet something. Let's see what he comes with. 365 in the middle. It's a bit uncomfortable, right, Ben? You just don't want to get blown off, but you kind of got to, your hand's strong enough that you want to protect it. So he does go for a rather healthy sizing, over 50% pot.
Yeah. The thing though is that I like both. I mean, you even if you get Sam to fold Jack 9, which has a lot of equity, right? I would typically just take a small sizing here because you accomplish almost the same. Even if Bonomo now sits on Queen 10 or Arthur sits on Queen 10, and again, you kind of like start folding out better hands already against good opponents. Like against good opponents, you're not going to get so much value here.
Yeah, well, pretty dreamy card for top Greg because he does pair the board. And if you're Bonomo, look at that snap fold, just knows board pairs. Don't like what's happening. Don't like the sizing. Get away cheap. Didn't just inflate the pot. You know, bet and get it in there. So Bonomo does a nice job maneuvering, losing the minimum, and he picks up 8s on the button. Looks like Nicholas will open, and 9-handed poker, man, versus creative players that are great and love to play. It's fun to watch because these guys are definitely opening it up and playing some poker. Let's see if Bonomo goes with the call as expected, and Arseni getting a decent price here to close out the action with a nice suited king 8 in the big blind. Likely will be 3-way here. What other options there? Is there any other option for Arseni with that action with the king 8 suitor, or do you just take the equity and go to a flop, calling one blind to win a nice pot? Not much to think about.
Mm-hmm. I think Niklas should just mostly check here on this board. You don't have a lot of hands where you want to play a big pot here. Even if you have aces, you want to check. Like, even if you have Jack 10, you want to check. But yeah.
Yeah, so all right, no players lost yet, but so far we've seen some creative plays, and here we got a spot that will likely, we're not going to get to a flop. Don't think this is one to trap off his stack size. He does 3-bet and that'll end the hand. Bonomo still at your chip leader, 3.3 million. Yes, that is the Justin Bonomo. He's just one of those guys. What's sort of his superpower with your experience playing with him? What makes Bonomo such a great player? I mean, you're so familiar with a lot of these guys. Is there anything that you would say stands out in Bonomo's game versus some other players? Like what's one of his better attributes and his ability to be so dangerous?
I actually haven't played a lot against him.
Well, he's going to run into it here. Mark Radoja does have a stack that is decreased.
Feels like I played a million hands against Arthur, but I think I've not even played a hand against Justin on the 10. I don't even think we've ever sit on the same final table in the 10K.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's funny how that works, right? Some guys you just play with every time. You feel like you're seated directly to the right. And then there's some guys you just don't match up with. And that happens live too. Like the World Series, a few summers, I play with someone like every tournament, 1,000, 2,000 person fields. And then you don't see a lot of guys for the whole time, but that's variance as we know it. And here we're going to see small blind, a raise and small blind folds, no decision, 9-10 suited. This is a very pretty hand, but not an interesting flop. Wizard of Az has top pair, top kicker, and that will likely be the end of this hand. What is your playing volume during the WSOP right now? Are you looking for a bracelet online, Ben, or are you not getting you just sort of playing Sundays?
No, I can barely play Sundays, man. I'm trying to at least play as many Sundays as I can, but if you run 2 businesses on the side, then you know it for yourself, right? It's hard to find enough time. And since I'm creating also a lot of content for Raise Your Edge and updating all the courses, I'm doing a lot of studying on the side in order to create the content. So I'm actually excited to play a lot, but I have different priorities right now.
Well, Mark Radoja's got a nice looking hand, 2 aces, and Artur must be just multi-tabling 9-3 off, nothing to decide. And Andre Novak, who is the short stack, and as Ben, I learned from Raise Your Edge, the risk premium. This was something, he's got the lowest amount to risk. If he goes out, it's not a huge deal. Excuse me, he has King 9, and he is going to defend.
But Mark is going to, no, that's not a good, like I would probably call King, like Mark is going to be opening so tight, opening into a short stack and 2 bigger stacks, that King 9 against Mark's range, who's probably opening 20% of hands. And if you envision a 20% range, like Mark should not even open 10-9 suited here. And then you're just in a lot of, your goal now is just to wait until you get a hand and double up. Most players, what they do wrong is play too many hands, then they're down to 120K, then they double up, they're back to 250K. And that's not just trying to hope and be lucky. No, that's statistically speaking, the most profitable strategy, because on average, you're going to get a hand at some point where you can double up. Even if you're 200K, 250K, 300K, you're back to 500, 600, 700K. Now he's down to 207. Like it's really, this additional big blind really hurts him. So you need to be very mindful about what kind of hands you're defending.
Yeah, it's a great point. Very, very, very interesting. I mean, that's one of those things in poker. A lot of times I think that players just get caught in a habit that's not right? Something that can really affect your tournament. How wide you defend the big blind could be a big difference in how you're placing and when you're getting stacked. And that's some portion of the game tree and things you can work on to improve. So here we're going to see Bonomo pretty trivial defend, obviously with Queen 10 suited, one of those nice hands, and both players have diamonds and both players have a pair. So let's see what Nicholas comes with. Does go with the check here.
Yeah, I think it's a good check.
Yeah, it's definitely a board that Bonomo will connect with and doesn't want to get check raised. Now Bonomo does go for a decent sizing, super wet board, a lot of straight draws, a lot of flush draws possible. And Nicholas, really only way to improve is a 5 or a 6. Let's see if he sticks on or if he decides that this is not a lucrative proposition. He does call board pairs, clubs come home, but likely, I guess, see, it could go check. Also, Bonomo could suss out a bet here. I've seen a lot of creative small blocker bets on the rivers in spots like this. Been a theme in the last few weeks that I'm seeing more of. Let's see what Bonomo does.
Yeah, I like the block bet from Bonomo on the river. if it comes. Nicholas gonna have lots of. He can even still go half pot. I mean, Nicholas gonna have ace nine, king nine, queen nine, pocket eights, ace five, 6-5 suited, and you know, Bono was gonna have lots of queen jack, jack eight, 7-8. I think it's a bit too small. I think Nicholas might even call a bigger bet. You also kind of open now the action. Like Nicholas could check back some 9x in clubs. He could check back some weaker flush draws that he doesn't want to get raised with. So he definitely has some raises there on the river, and he might pick this combo. Why? Because Bonomo is supposed to bet that small with full houses, 5-3 suited, 10-3 suited, all these hands that they bet big on the turn. Now they get a full house. They want to use some action, potentially have a flush raising, because he bets 300, 400K, a flush is not raising anymore. And you induce raises from bluffs. So yeah, maybe I definitely see a world where Nicholas could raise this, but I think he's most likely debating call or fold. I mean, with all these draws busting, he could easily choose the siding with 6-8 suited, just get Nicholas off a king jack or king queen on the river.
He's taken a long time. The chess clock, as you see, every player starts with 15 minutes. So this is kind of the first real tanking. Everyone's sort of in that same amount of time, but Nicholas is deep in the tank. You're right. I feel like our tank raise is so scary though. You rarely see it, but this, let's see. I'm very curious myself. I think you're right. It was between call or fold at that point, and ultimately does make the correct decision in the moment. So nice hand. Bonomo is chipping up 3.4 million, and he actually is
6-4.
It's interesting. He's second. He has 2x second place. There's like 3 players with exactly 1.7, and he has 3.4. So it's going well for Bonomo, and Novak is our short stack.
It has a bit also a downside of calling and losing. That's what Nicholas might have considered. Then he is behind Arthur, who can then start opening up more hands. Now he's still even with him, so Arthur is supposed to be a little bit tighter. Nicholas is going to get a couple more first in spots. Can also call lighter against him and play post flop. Top grade with a call, and Sam is folding. Could be an action flop. Interesting check back.
Yeah, massive hand for Arthur here. He's got a lot going on. Top Greg, of course, with the ace jack, top pair, top kicker, can't go away. But if you're going to think of a card, this is in the bottom percentile. I guess the queen, you know, if it was a heart and an over card, it would be worse. But this is definitely not a great card when you flop top pair, top kicker, and even more so. Maybe this will save him some money, but Arthur does make the second nut flush, although there's a straight flush possibility. Still, king queen suited feels pretty good. 500K in the middle. Sizings. This is the thing I love most about the show. The best in the world. What do they do? How do they know where they're at? What are they targeting? And how do they get paid? So let's see what he can go with. Maybe a big sizing here, although he does block the top pair, right? So what kind of sizing would you come with here?
Yeah, I would go small. Since he blocks the queen, it's very hard for top Greg. You're trying to target the jack, so I would go half pot max. You might also use some hero calls from pocket sevens, because Arthur has a lot of king 10, 10, 9, ace 10 type of bluffs. If he has ace 10 and hearts, you want to bet big to get the call from the queen. Yeah, definitely bet small here. 100. I would go max 250K. Wow, he overbets it. This, again, there might be also some reads involved if he knows top Greg loves to, like, sometimes I make an overbet bluff against an opponent and he calls me with a hand he's never supposed to call. I screw GTO, fuck GTO. He gets the note, just over bet value for every single time against him, and I just play my hand and put the 150% pot size button on the river every single time I have it. So this is where we need to be very careful. So I can just only say from a theoretical standpoint, it doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. But then you have the exploitative level where it could make a lot of sense and is a genius play.
Wow, look at that. Wow, very nice.
And I think for top Greg, it's a very easy fold. He has a lot of jack X and hearts. He has a lot of queen X. Like, he has a very bad hand to call with. a lot of the bluffs from Arthur are going to be something like ace 10 off with the 10 and hearts. Yeah. And again, so maybe that was exactly the read Arthur had. That's why I adopted it. That's why I'm saying this, guys. You should never judge a play based on what you're supposed to do in theory. There's also the exploitative level. And a lot of these guys have a lot of history with each other. So this might have been really in play.
Yeah, I've taken some notes. So I just want to remind you guys, I do on Mondays put up the highlight for the week of this actual stream. So that will be on my YouTube channel, Jeff Gross Poker. Of course, Benjamin Rolle is the guest. So that will be from this stream. We will put it up. And that was definitely, I think, a highlight qualifying hand. Going to put Arthur into 2.6 million. And Top Grec, you guys were rooting for a full because it is double the giveaway. $50 tournament ticket given away for you guys today, no matter what, but it'll be 100 if Top Grec wins. And if he goes out early, sometimes I feel frisky and throw you guys someone else to root for. But let's see, Top Grec has battled from the back of the pack. In fact, was unpicked by either of us when we got 4 and 4 and there's 9 players. So let's see if he can prove us wrong and get it going. But as of right now, we are still 9-handed, Ben, and we are about 45 minutes in. I know you said you might have a busy night. It's getting a little late over where you are. So hopefully this isn't a record long stream in terms of hours, but if you do have to quit us, I will understand. Although I know I'm not, it's hard to quit when you're in the moment. We got 2,300 people watching, Ben, a lot of Raise Your Edge fans, a lot of fans of the stream, and it always gets exciting. It's hard to walk away when it's 2 or 3 handed and it's getting good and juicy. So do you count this as a study session? Let me ask you. Does this count as a review for you? You play with a lot of these guys. Do you take notes or mental notes in these spots, or is it not a ton of value for you to watch a table like this? Do you think it helps you in your game?
Oh no, it's always good to see how they play. For me, it's definitely also a lot of these players are also changing their game. So like if I see something new, I would pay attention to it. If it's something repetitive, or maybe just someone had a brain fart and that's why he did it. You never know, right? We all have that. So no, it's certainly also very educational for me.
Yeah, I think that, look, I've watched a lot of poker. I've done a lot of streams, different versions. I do think this is one of the more fun, obviously I'm biased, but educational and just kind of cool to see the biggest names in the game weekly battle out on Tuesdays for the final table from the Sunday stream. And my man is asking TPHYN, is that an AS Roma shirt? It is. This is the goalie jersey, AS Roma. Big AS Roma fan. Ben knows that. Ben knows his football. He knows his teams, and I am a fan of Roma. I hope you are too, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you for joining us on the stream today. But I want to ask Ben about how to calibrate this. If you're playing a $20 tournament and you're watching a 10K buy-in, how you could maybe get a little bit lost, because the same things that work in a $20 rebuy isn't going to necessarily work in a 10K buy-in the best in the world. Could you maybe touch on some things that maybe would be a difference and to be careful of?
You have to be much more patient. People are very bad with ICM, and in general, on higher stakes, you have more of the middle spectrum where people are ICM aware, they know when to apply pressure, they can be much more patient. On $20 limits, you will certainly have more players that are just too aggressive, too punty, where it's worth just waiting and you ladder without doing anything. And you also have then 2 or 3 players who are extremely tight and money scared that you can exploit. And you have fewer on these players that are in between that exist more on higher stakes you need to do both. You need to be extremely aggressive in certain spots and extremely tight. You have a lot of $20 players who they play their game, and it's not really a winning strategy either way. So you have like the end of the spectrum, overly loose, overly tight.
Very well said. Very, very well said. Yeah, that is it's very interesting, because I constantly get surprised by some of the plays and people, it's a dangerous game to guess what these guys are going to do at any given time, because they really they really do keep you on your toes. But also I think it's one of the things to learn about bet sizing. There's so many different creative sizings, the over bets we get to see executed, the induced bets with value, the induced bets, blocker bets. And it just seems like the decision-making is so spot on the majority of the time. These guys just know where they're at and what they're doing. And look at Artur though, with the little disconnection. So down to 20 seconds before the disconnect will be taken into place. And Bonomo with King 10 off, the taxi cab. Any Houston people out there, good to see you. That is known as the taxi cab, King 10. If you live in Houston, you know what I'm talking about. And Artur is one of the only things that can slow this man down is an internet connection, Ben. He's a tough cookie. I think I just saw him winning a Barcelona live event, as he seems to so often do. So hopefully he gets back in. He's sitting out right now.
Yeah, pocket eight's also really good forward. You're not going to hit your set often enough. This is in fact actually something, if you check out my YouTube channel, I've done some pre-flop studying that also for early stage, middle stages, how to consider ICM, which already exists in the early stages and middle stage of a tournament. If you want to know more about it, just check it out. But this is a very good forward, where even pocket nines is really borderline. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players left to act that gonna get involved very often. Also some bigger stacks behind, especially with Nicholas and Arthur behind, that can squeeze. So you need to be very careful with these hands. It's not a good call. And Andre with the double up.
Yeah, no one wants to go home, Ben. Sometimes when you're on the big stage, they know Super Million's going, everyone's playing their best, and no one wants to leave us. And they also, I know you got stuff to do and places to go, Ben, but this might be a record. I think we are 45 minutes in with no knockout and really no one critically short. Novak now has 12 big blinds. Top Greg has been up and down, but finds himself in 8th place currently, but a nice hand to get on the button, and a couple potential customers, especially Samuel in the big blind with the ace-6 suited, although not a super great spot, right? You're not looking to just put your chips at risk with ace-6 here. So let's see if it's what happens and how he goes about
actually,
this.
Top Greg, if he min raises, Sam is going to reshove. Oh, actually, Bonomo's going to reshove it. I actually think Bonomo's going to reshove. That's why Top Greg, please open min raise. Don't jam. You want to induce these jams from Justin. I think also in theory, this is a jam. And I think oh no. That was your chance to double up, Top Greg. That was your chance. And this is a big league because yes, you sacrifice a bit of EV that your opponent might call a hand, like 9-7 suited, and you're being outflopped. But you can also play this hand very aggressive post flop, try to barrel him off, even with ace queen high type of hands. You have the position advantage. You have a beautiful hand. Plus, just getting those rejams from king, queen, jack, queen 10 suited. Even if once in a blue moon someone rejams a low pocket pair, well, so be it. But just having those ace 4 offs, ace 7 suited, one of these two, either Justin or Sam, would have rejammed it. So missed opportunity to double up there.
Yeah, it's again, depends what you're looking to do or how kind of risk tolerance you're looking to take, but it's one of those things where we've seen a couple of hands. You already said Top Greg, you would have maybe played differently, and a couple opportunities. When you look back at a tournament, you can see different ways you play hands can really give you a different opportunity, and the difference between having this stack versus maybe doubling up. Of course, you could get knocked out. Of course, you could get got there on, but that's part of it. You want to try to maximize good edges, and of course, ace queen suited, ace-6 suited is a pretty sizable advantage.
Yeah. That's most people's mindset. Like, I just want to, don't play post flop. It comes more from a place of fear and scarcity, and that's never a winning strategy.
Yes, agreed. And ace queen, I know that's my hand I talk about all the time. The hand just seems to have a hard time, and it has been out flop now. Of course, just because you have how poker works doesn't mean you get to win, but this run out currently is looking pretty good for Radoja, who now has a 9 with the ace kicker on the 9-10-10 deuce. Pretty clean looking board, and don't think there's many overpairs that Top Greg would check on 9-10 deuce. So I think Radoja can feel very confident about his hand right now.
Yeah, also I don't like the defend from Mark. Top Greg, he's gonna open like very, very a6 heavy. He's gonna be dominated very often, and also his opening range is really, really tight here. An ace 9 off. Again, like that's where most people think, oh, get a good price, like ace nine off. No, it's not profitable to call, and you lose less. I mean, you've already lost, right? You've lost your big blind. So the right way to describe it is you actually lose more by calling and you lose less by folding. And of course, we want to lose less because we have already lost the big blind. Oh, Top gets there.
Yeah, this is quite a card on the river here. SPR, he's got 758, 474 in the middle, thinking about what to do. This is a very nice spot. And
could see a min bet, like literally just 50K. It's a great line. Like you might get a hero call from pocket sevens, from ace king, ace jack. I mean, Top Greg calls ace queen. He's gonna have ace king. He's gonna have ace jack. Mark is gonna have 6-8, 7-8 suited, maybe jack 7 suited, right? So he's gonna have a few bluffs, and you might get looked up here. If he's gonna check fold. I'm very confident. Maybe even goes for the check rip. Like, I'm pretty sure that Mark just would never call here. I mean, you're not beating anything. If Top Greg has ace king, it goes check, check, he wins the hand. So he's gonna have lots of ace queen, queen jack, king queen, that value, but even ace or kings that slow played. And I actually really like, and you block the 10-9 suited that might have trapped the pocket nines. You block ace queen and aces that might level themselves into hero call. You unblock the king queens, the queen jacks, the pocket kings. So I would have really liked seeing a check jam there in Mark's shoes.
Yeah, another interesting hand so far. We are still 9-handed. I'm actually fascinated that we are 50 minutes into the show and we have got no one out the door. But hey, it's exciting, and that just means the stacks are getting shallower, and we might see more high collisions. You know, it's just different. That's why it's fun. Tournaments are always different. There's no set way that the tables go each time. It breaks differently. And right now, Arts are chipping up to 3 million, tied for the chip lead with Bonomo. Stacks are getting a little shorter, and Queen 8 here with an interesting thing. He's got a diamond. He's got some things going on, including a double gut shot. The 8 comes in. He is still behind, but if you're Arseni, though, this board's getting a little bit dodgy, a lot of stuff happening here. Let's see if he's going to go for a bet or try to pot control, although ace queen still looks pretty good. Big bet.
Yeah, I think I don't really like this big bet. Again, you want to get a call from king 10, queen 10, like even queen 8, these kind of hands, right? And now you start folding out these hands that have very little equity. And I think this is just where you want to bet maximum half pot. If that happens, that Niklas folds pair plus a double gut shot, that's pretty bad.
Yeah. The sizing, that's interesting spot there too. You are going to be also behind sometimes, and maybe with, price yourself. It's a bit of that one I'm not sure on. I would defer to you in that spot, but it did seem a bit big. And Artur you can see the guy just wants to play 10-6 off though. Here he is going to fold, not too close, and a pretty king queen suited, and Wizard of Az with a mildly awful hand, 5-4 off for the stack, doesn't want to get involved. So chip up for Nicholas, and any surprise so far, Ben? Is there been that one bet where Archer bet really big? Is there any kind of hand that surprised you that stands out thus far in the tournament?
No, I think again, these are just minor things as well, right? Even though it's just for the bet size. So far pretty solid. The what I would really call a blunder was from Top Greg when he open jammed the ace queen. That's just something I would have liked to see.
Yeah, well, this is Andre with 13 blinds, ace-4 suited. Just feels right. Archer, is going to be opening super wide, and he does find a nice spot. And Archer, although has a suited ace wheel, this is not a spot where he's going to want to call off. So a nice pickup there from Andre. Recognizes the situation and also knows he's got 30% unless it's against aces. in that spot. And there's look at the payouts. We see no player eliminated yet. 40,000 locked up, 295 up top. Let us know who you guys have to win. If you are hitting the thumbs up, you are going to be entered in the giveaway for later for $50 minimum, 100 if Top Greg can win. I may even throw you guys another guy. But Ben, man, this is history. I don't think we're about almost an hour in, no knockouts, and no one's super short. These guys are getting good. It's getting tough. No one's giving an inch. We've seen a couple all-ins. The shorter stack has doubled. And we are going to see a couple of fours open up here. And
wait,
Andre
did
Novak
we just skip the break? Wasn't there supposed to be a break?
Well, that's one of the ways we save time. We do enough of delay where we don't have a break. If you do, you need to use the restroom, take a break. I can cover for you, but there is no break on the hour here. We are going to play all the way through. Yeah, Queen Jack suited, Ace 5 suited. Now this could get in. I think Bonomo off of the stack depth. I mean, he's got to feel pretty comfortable with his hand. And as it plays, Samuel with the Ace 5 suited, not a comfortable spot, but he is going to call. He takes a slight lead with equity, and we are off to the races. And could we see another double again to the race? He's down to 4 outs. He needs a queen or jack that's not a diamond, and it is not. So again, wow, we're going to see a full double and consolidate the chip stacks, Ben. Man, if I actually was trying to think about that. I wonder what the record is for a final table that no one busts. Like I'm sure it's like you've seen crazy situations. This is definitely the record that I have been a part of on the Super Millions, and no one's super short. Mark Radoja going to open up the King Jack suited and 2 7s for Novak. Definitely could see him getting rid of this, right? I mean, it's not a comfortable, not a great
easy
spot.
fold. Easy fold.
With
big beginner mistake. You think all decent pocket pair. As we've seen, Mark folded 8s earlier, which was a good fold. You see a lot of these folds that good regulars are making. That, for example, we would see on lower stakes where people are not having the patience, falling too much in love with their hand. They're chasing these sets, chasing their draws. And that's just where they understand what is profitable, and they focus on that and not what their emotions is telling them.
Yeah, it's I guess like you said, I mean, I would obviously it's sort of close, but not that close. So nicely done. Obviously, a player that's super versed in this situation is gonna get a fold. And here now we see Arthur go ahead and open up, and Mark Radoja with Ace Jack off. I mean, does find the all in,
Yeah,
and Arseni
has a decision. And Seni has he snaps it. I'm honestly, like, I think that's the hand. He probably call 9s. I would have at least thought about it. Maybe I call and maybe I fold.
Well, here's a little distribution. This is about time. We see kind of some huge hands here, multi 9-handed. We got 4 playable hands, even call it Ace 6-5. I mean, this is a pretty big deal in, and Ace Queen has got a bit of a problem because he's going to run into kings behind if he puts any aggressive maneuver. But as it plays, he just calls and may find a way off this.
Yeah, also, this is a very good play. Now he's very position aware. Against an early position, he still has lots of players behind. Chances are someone is waking up with a big hand. You need to consider that. So, and if he would have just went all in, he would have been out from the tournament if he wouldn't find an ace there. So, I think Nicholas is going to fold this, and also Top Greg is going to fold this.
Yeah, it's a different part of the tournament, right? This is not middle stages, early stages. So the Ace Queen flat, although you realize you could be getting taken advantage of or make an incorrect fold, it's just not really the spot. You just can't call off here.
Yeah, you can't get taken advantage of because Nicholas is opening a very tight range and he's risking quite a lot. I mean, as I said, I don't know Top Greg. Do you know Top Greg?
I'm not familiar. If we could maybe flash his results, please. If we can get his results for the Super Millions on the stream on the big screen, if we have that available. But nice play. Everyone's playing well. I'm not sure if we can get that queued up or not, but I'm less familiar with his results. I do believe in our notes we were sent.
Oh, kings again. Andre might open this. Looks very strong. Looks very strong to open this. I don't hate the fold. I don't hate the open raise. I think all options are very reasonable. And then Arthur is probably going to be open raising this. Nicholas going to call. And let's get a beautiful King Jack 9 flop. Yeah, limping also would be a big mistake here. You want to apply pressure. You want to raise a lot of crap from the small blind against Nicholas' stack. Also like his sizing. Nicholas should not defend 7-5 off and shit like this. So I really like this big bet here. He's setting up a 2-street pot. Pot is going to be 1.3 behind, and then he's jamming a lot of different turns. It's a very dynamic board. And then just wants to put him all in on the turn.
Yeah, I'm impressed. I'm impressed with everyone's play so far. Let's see if Andre with the 5-10 suited does go ahead and peel here. King 9 suited. Neither player makes a pair, as so often happens in no limit hold'em. Position so powerful. And Novak, what do you think about the 5-10 diamond peel?
Don't really like it. Again, it's too wide. You need to protect your stack, and he folds it. And yeah, so well played. At least on the flop, well played. And you see the mark from Mark, just this min bet. It's you risk 50,000 to win 280,000, and there's nothing Andre can really do about it. Even if he has a weak jack, you're already in a lot of trouble. In Chippy V, you peel once, right? But paying every single big blind post flop is really hurting your stack. Going to see an open jam here, very likely, and then Top Crack has a decision, because you do well against all the A6, you coin flipping, but also Andre is going to be shoving King Jack, King 10, Queen Jack, Queen 10, Jack 10 suited. He's actually min raising it. Wow, interesting. Interesting. Wizard of S, certainly with an interesting hand here. Was thinking about it for a bit, and now Top Greg has yeah.
Wow, what do you think about the ace-8 off to min raise versus shoving?
Maybe he has the impression that Top Greg is a bit too tight, too passive. That makes sense, but that's the problem here, right? You're getting jammed off your hand, and now he's folding it.
Wow. Wow. Well done. All right, Top Greg, trying to get you guys an extra 50 in the giveaway option. It is a chip up, and we are officially over 1 hour into the show. We are 9-handed, and we have got ourselves a bit of a standoff here. No one wants to be the first one out. You can see the pay jumps 12,000 to 8th, all the way up to 295,000. I mean, this is such a crazy time, Ben. When did you start playing online poker? What was the first year you played? And I mean, is it crazy to see 10K buy-ins just going off like this weekly? I mean, it just seems like GG has the biggest action and crazy tournaments. What was it like when you first started? What was the biggest buy-in when you were just starting to play poker online?
I mean, I started with sit-and goes. I grinded my way up from the $1 sit-and goes to the $5,000 sit-and goes back then, on various sites. And I think the biggest one was, the major Sunday May and the $200 on Sunday. That was the biggest tournament. And now the biggest tournaments is a 10K and a 25K on GG on Sundays, right? So has definitely increased a lot.
Yeah,
I think maybe the Super Tuesday for a long time, $1,000 tournament was one of the highlights of the week. But then, yeah.
Yeah, it's come a long way. That's for sure. It's definitely come a long way. And we see threes hold up on a dicey board, but nicely done. Artur going to cross the 3 million mark, and he has got the chip lead. So control now. This is a player that's fun to watch. Very aggressive, opens a lot, puts people in tough decisions. So let's see what he's going to be able to come up with if he can keep the pressure on. And we've had a couple of reconnecting issues so far today. So this is Mark now getting disconnected, and couple of real hands here. We see Jack's Wizard of Az in the background, and then another King Queen, and we see an open with Ace-4 suited. So let's see what if we can get Mark connected here. What is your favorite tournament on GG on the what do you like to play the most? Give me your top couple sort of can't miss tournaments.
Yeah, I think the 10K is for sure my favorite tournament. The 1K main also has a great structure. And then the mystery bounty. I love it. It's a great format.
Yeah, the mystery bounty, it's just something, it's just such a brilliant idea. I don't know who actually gets credit for that. I think the Win started doing it live. I'm not sure if they were the first ever, but
that's a great play with the 3-bet there. He can also do it with a lot of bluffs, like an ace-5, and Arzeni is capable of forward shoving this hand. So we might see an all-in here, which most people would not. That's why Arzeni is considering it. And I really like it. That's, the thing is with jacks, if you go all in, you get caught by queens, kings, ace, king anyway, right? But now, because he 3-bets and Arzeni thinking, well, he's probably only doing with aces, kings, maybe queens. I have an ace. And then he can still have bluffs like a king jack, a king 10, an ace 5, right? All right, let's send it. And ace 4 suited does still do reasonably well against a hand like jacks, against a hand like kings. So, and then it's also a bit of like the dynamic between the two of them. But he finds the fold, good timing, but I could sense it here. I could sense the Mexican vibes hitting that 4-bet all-in button.
Yeah, it did have it. It did feel right. It could have definitely been the case there. I see your question, Nick White. Good to see you, man. I do mostly commentary now, and I haven't been streaming in a while. I haven't been streaming, so I was hoping to do some streaming for WSOP, but just haven't really had a chance. It's been a long time, and of course, as Ben knows as well, the Twitch streets, you gotta be consistent and be in there. And I got a 3-year-old son and a couple other projects working on myself. So this is a nice compromise to be able to do this on. To be able to do the commentary for GG, also the podcast, keeping that going. And, it's fun. I love poker. I love content, and I have a lot of respect for streamers and people that are streaming on a regular basis, because I know how much work goes into that, but I have not been doing that lately. What about you, Ben? Tell us a little bit about your Twitch streaming schedule. And I know you said you've been playing less, you're focusing on the businesses, but where can people find you when you do stream?
Yeah, on twitch.tv/raiseyouredge. I'm streaming like mostly Sundays. That's pretty much the only day that I'm streaming. Hopefully now in September, when there's a couple more WCP tournaments, I find a couple more days to grind. But yeah, also very busy with several projects.
And I got to shout out my man Krishan. Sorry, brother. I see your message. I didn't realize I was you. Good to see you. I just saw your text. Thanks for tuning in, and I got your message. Looking forward to catching up. We are in another ace queen suited. My man has ace queen of clubs, but bad news here. Top Greg's been getting. Could we see our first knockout here, Ben? This feels like, look at Bonomo. The savvy vet just splats the man. So, got the trap set.
This might, mark with a decision. Maybe goes for a small 3-bet forward, 380K.
Ooh. Well, the good news is Top Greg has equity. He is not drawing dead. He's got a lot of clubs available. Well,
and he bets big.
Justin goes big.
I think Justin just jams this. I think this bet looks super strong. If he does it with king, queen, queen, jack, you don't mind to deny him equity. He probably doesn't really put him on a flush draw. That's the problem. And I think Justin feels really comfortable with his hand. I think most people would bet small with their flush draws. So I think for him, it's pretty much a blank. But little does he know, he is drawing that. He might just jam it.
Wow. Top Greg, guys. This is for $100 giveaway. If you guys get in, this is potentially going to put him in a really good spot. I don't really see much path away for Bonomo as he played his hand. Of course, deception level high. He's got aces, got to overpair to the 9, 10, 6 deuce, and Top Greg, what does he do now though? How does he get the most out of this?
Yeah, you want to just check jam because Justin is, wow. Now actually Justin got very lucky on the river. I think top Greg, you just want to jam this. Because yeah, Justin might check back some rivers and you want to stack him. Like he would have never folded on the turn. And yeah.
Wow. So, I mean, yes, I mean, that's actually crazy, right? It's a crazy swing. Bonomo actually loses less. Top Greg doesn't get all of it, but I mean, that's an interesting run out. And this is just, I mean, I don't know, Ben, have you seen it? Maybe what happens if no one ever busts a tournament? Has that ever happened where no one busts? Like, is there like a rule?
At some point, people are going to be busting, right?
It's how it works. Okay. It's just crazy. That's just crazy. Well, we are down to 9. We started with 9. We have 9, and we are still rolling along here. Nicholas with the king 10, blind on blind, and Arthur outflops him and is. If you got king 10 off, this is a pretty abysmal flop. You know you're in position. You know you probably have the best hand to start, and you just get literally a bottom percent flop, and he will fold. So Arthur chip up. Bonomo, who was the chip leader, now has 1.6 million, 3 million for Arthur. And 8's in the big blind. Let's see, top Greg, who has chipped up to 1.8 million. Just found some chips. Going to fold the king queen off 9-handed there, early position. Arthur certainly going to open, and 2 8s have themselves in a nice spot. And look at this, though. Arthur showing a bit of moxie. Doesn't want to raise, get shoved on. And Andre, though, with the 2 8s in his spot,
easy.
how can he just can't fold?
Yeah, easy call.
Okay, he puts the emoji out, and we are off to the races. Big pot, 1.5 million, 10-8 suited versus 8s. I mean, it just feels like it's time for something, but it might not be. It just might not be time at all. We might just go, if he can fade it 3 outer, going to the river, he does. And I mean, that was the short stack. Ben, I don't know what's going on. I got really, if at some point you have to quit me, I understand, because it's true. If we never lose a player, the tournament can't end. I've never seen a 9-way all in. I have heard of 3 or 4-way all ins on the river, but is this the most balanced you've ever seen? Look at the stacks. It's like 1.2. Take a screenshot of this. You won't see this probably again. It's almost level across the board. I don't think I've ever seen this. This is something else, man. Unbelievable. Wow. We are 1 hour and 15 minutes in just about. And there it is. Arthur just going ham. Just a jam.
Yeah,
Big
I
jam.
like it.
This is crazy. I'm actually in shock. I've never seen a distribution of chips like this in the Super Millions, let alone almost anywhere. It's almost it's a bit crazy. Ace king. Maybe another just slam in here. Let's see if he goes for a little different situation. There's 1.7 million in the big blinds stack. Let's see what he comes with here. A man's laying it down. Snap call. Players looking for a flush. So we do have a free roll here. No sweat. Going to chop it up. All right. Well, we are still 9-handed, and we are going to be playing to a winner. It doesn't seem likely at this point, but we will get to a winner today at some point. And again, as we said, even though it just been slow in terms of the knockouts early, the stacks are getting shallower. So, it doesn't matter how you slice it. At some point, there is confrontations, there is all ins, and
yeah,
not a very sexy distribution of cards on this hand. No one has much king queen off on the button. Gonna go ahead and open the Brazilian Wizard of Az. Any Brazilians out there? Good to see you guys. Know I'm actually in Brazil. My wife's Brazilian. My son's half Brazilian. So, I got love for Brazil. They are one of the fastest growing countries in poker. I would say that's fair. I kind of see more Brazilians having bigger results, becoming household names. Even just now, EPT Barcelona, I saw 2 in the final 6 there representing well. So, yeah, shout out to Brazil in poker.
Jeff, I gotta take a small break. Gonna go head to the bathroom. I hope I'm not gonna miss a bust out. If so, then I'm gonna be quite mad. Waiting here 90 minutes for the first bust out, and then. But I feel like it's what happens when you go to toilet. You know, it's when you watch football. You go to toilet, 2 goals. You miss all the action.
It's how it goes. Well, hey guys, again, Ben's going to take a quick break. We are 9-handed still. We have got a very exciting final table. Appreciate you guys watching. Let me know where you guys are watching from. I am in a small town in Brazil, my wife's hometown, and enjoying Brazil. Love Brazil. Love to travel. Love poker. Love the Super Millions. Good to see you. And again, this is a very special final table. Some of the more world-class players you will see. We can kind of throw some profiles up of the players. They did put Justin Bonomo, his results on the screen on GG to start. We can maybe go and get Samuels, move to the left, Samuel Vosten. We can see his results, one of the Bippy original guys that has crushed poker, and so many big names here. So hopefully we can throw some more profiles up, but I can take my word for it. These are world-class lineup, and this is a treat today. There he is right there on cue. 8.4 million, number 60 overall ranked on the GG Super Millions. He has got quite the resume, and 1.8 alone in the Super Millions. So as Ben takes a break, we'll kind of scroll through some player profiles. Mark Radoja, as I mentioned, is a player that we're familiar with. He has won 2 World Series of Poker bracelets live. Beat me heads up for one actually in the 5K shootout 2011. I know I've mentioned that before, but it still hurts the same for me. And Arsene is going to make the 5 high flush and pick up the pot there. Not a huge pot, 1.3 million. Artur's ready to get saucy, but not with the 4 deuce off under the gun. Nicholas Osted, however, with the ace 5 suited, is going to go for it. Wow. I'm actually, this is like, at this point, you just kind of want to see it keep going, right? It's like, wow, how could it possibly go this long? Just taking some notes. What is Benjamin's rank? I mean, Benjamin Rowley is one of the biggest crushers in online poker history. Although, as you heard, he has a few business ventures he's focusing on, so plays a lot less these days. But yeah, Ben is someone you can watch stream on Twitch. You can get his program, Raise Your Edge. And I've worked with Ben for many years, good friend and great player. So we're a treat to have on. And my man Krishan keeps talking about check your messages, but I actually thought that was my
All right.
no, you didn't miss anything. No, you didn't miss it. No, this is a theme, but we do. I feel here 7s and ace king. Although look at the just wow, it's full for a raise. Listen, I'm tight. You know that, Ben. I don't know about the fold there with 7s on the button. You like that?
I think it's fine to call. If he's hijack, I like the fold. Cutoff is close. With 20 big blinds, wow. That's a bit out of line from Arthur, but all right. But wrong timing. That's his play style, right? Like Arthur is for sure the most aggressive on this table. Sometimes it pays off, but sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, this is you know what? If you're gonna fold 7s, why not? When you got kings coming shortly after, we see Arsene open up and 2 kings. Is there a flat here with the with my man Artur being so aggressive? There's not really any shove stacks behind though. I think this is one of those spots. And look at this, just an open slam. Maybe for the reasoning that it looks weaker, you may catch a couple hands on that just that is, I mean, a little bit curious, I guess, on the stack sizes. The blinds are big and just sort of wants to decide that he doesn't have many 3-bet range of hands to 3-bet. So not 3-bet shove. So he just goes for this stuff. And Artur picks up where he left off with an open.
And Wizard might 3-bet here.
Yeah, Artur, although you realize he's so aggressive, it's also a guy you're just a little scared of too, to like 3-bet light. You know, he's capable of just sticking it in 4-bet light, but I think you're right. Wizard of Az is thinking about it. And one of the hands you mentioned before, well cued, well timed, and is just gonna likely work. Although Artur maybe getting a little irritated. still a man of principle, right? He's not just going to take some out of the completely unorthodox, crazy spot and rip it in. And then I say that, and he might just do that. But he is, you can tell the timing's been a little off today. And look at this, Ben. Just with, I mean, come on. Don't, I mean, we're guys. Yeah, take a Ben. Don't go any more bathroom breaks, bro. You might miss something like that. That is the hand of the day. Artur is
what is happening? Jack fucking 10 off.
I mean, that's the hand of the day right away. I mean, Ben, poker is alive, man. My man is ready to rock and roll. Don't tell me Artur isn't a player. I'm not gonna let anyone tell me that at home. I'm just not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you. I'm just not gonna let you do it. I'm not gonna let you tell me that he doesn't. Where,
of course, it is out of line, but you know, if you trust your instincts, timing. The thing though, the problem with Wizard is he has shown to go very thin for value with these 3-bets with jacks earlier, where with that stack size where most people jam. So if I want to make a play, I would not feel comfortable doing it against Wizard because I feel like he's capable of finding all these value hands and then you jam into a wide value range. But all right.
Yeah, I'm making a note on that one right now. I'm making a note that is that's my hand of the obviously hand of the day thus far. So let's see it. What's that? 80, 1 hour and 20. That was a 4-bet, not a 5-bet, right? 4-bet jam, J10O, Artur. Yeah. Sick. All right.
Azeni might actually fold this. Top Greg has not been the most aggressive. And then if he does with ace, kings, queens, ace, king, you're just, you know, so, man.
Yeah, I think I like a fold here as well, just based on the player and the situation. This is not comfortable. It's just the ICM is so prevalent at this exact moment. 9th is 40K. You got a decent stack still. Everyone's tight. And he goes with the call. Wow.
Yeah, if you want to call it, because Top Greg is going to be bluffing with like ace jack, ace 5. So shoving doesn't really accomplish a lot. You just fold out the hands you have dominated anyway, and you isolate yourself against all the top hands, right? So you want to keep the bluffs in. That's why if you want to continue, then you just call. And now Top Greg, wow. I would give it up. It looks pretty strong if Azeni calls there on a lot of traps. He goes for the bet. Nasty spot for Azeni. I think he is gonna fold, but
whoa. Well, we got a big pot developing here. I mean, this is Top Greg if you were kind of bluffing, and you just saw Bonomo who flatted you with aces, setting a trap. Do you get a little worried about that? You also were blocking aces last time. This time you're doing the same with the ace jack. I mean, this is getting a little uncomfortable, but this is a huge pot. Let's see if he's going to continue and unload the clip. There are some hands like king, queen suited, right? Queen, jack suited, something like that, of spades maybe that you're ahead of. I just trying to think what he's trying to do here. And this is SPR very low now for Arseni, right? He does go for it. Kudos to my man right here.
Wow, Top Greg. Oh my God. Arseni's smelling. Problem though is he can have ace, king, and spades, right? You're like, imagine you make the hero call. Wow, I'm surprised he's tanking. I'm really surprised he's tanking.
Cheers. Golfer clap there for my man. That was a very nice hand. 2.2 million, puts himself in a really nice position. And you talk about having awareness of what your table image is. This is something that Top Greg really looks like he capitalized on. He knows he's got a tight image and he followed through and got a fold from a better hand. So cheers to him. Really nice play and good to see him doing well. 2.2 million. He's got a weak ace on the button. 2 tough opponents on his left. Yeah, this is the Top Greg. Currently, him and Artur, they've been some impressive plays. They've had a few nice pots go their way, and right now, I'd say it's still anyone's game, of course. And Arseni now is our short stack with 600K. Wizard of Az also 780K, and Nicholas now raising Samuel. 2 players that may be more familiar with each other than anybody. See Nicholas and Samuel here with ace queen off. sees a relatively early position raise, knows the opponent well, does shove, and Nicholas won't make a meal of it. He's going to fold. And again, we are on to the next hand with no bust outs. I hope you guys are enjoying. Let us know where you're watching from. Having a nice time here. We got Benjamin Rolle joining myself in the booth. Jeff Gross, good to have you guys here for season 2, episode 55. A lot of money to play for, 295,000 at the top. And there is that weak ace fold under the gun opening. Archer picks it up, and my money's on Archer right now. I just feel like he's got the confidence. He's aggressive. People know he's aggressive, and he's still getting it done, and he's separating himself a little bit. Gotta think that that's the man to beat today. That would be my pick at the moment. Maybe Top Greg versus Archer. So let's see what happens here. But good start for Archer.
Yeah, I mean, now the blinds are going to go up. It's going to be quite interesting. Nothing is over yet. I mean, if Arthur loses one again, all in against Andre or Niklas, he's one of the short stacks. He has good momentum, but now every player is in a different position, and psychology and stack size strategy is really important on final tables, where Arthur has now the image of, you know, being crazy, being willing to win this tournament. And the problem is, if he doesn't find good hands now, he's not going to get a lot of credit, right? So he has to play it smart. He has to play his momentum well. So far, he had good timings. I mean, here and there, a couple of 3-bets that didn't work, but that happens on final tables, right? But overall, he played it really, really well. Was able to maneuver his way through that final table. But also picking up big hands, that helps, right? Disciplined fold from Andre there. I'm really surprised. And I think Arthur's just going to be raising it, hoping that Niklas... And actually, let me tell you something. Maybe not with Jack Deuce, but also Niklas is someone who knows, like, listen, you have been opening everything against me. Niklas also is a player that wants to play for the title. I wouldn't be surprised to see a 3-bet with a Jack Deuce off here, but he folds it.
Yeah, maybe just a little too out there, but any suited gapper maybe goes for it as it plays, though. Again, 9-handed. It's actually crazy 9-handed that we're not really seeing a lot of collisions, right? There's not a lot of matchups. We haven't really seen the jacks to ace king, classic flip, or queens to ace king. And as it stands, though, 9-handed with coming on an hour and a half in. I mean, this is a massive record. So I hope you guys are enjoying to see this. This is definitely different than normal. So we'll see how this affects it as the blinds go up and the stacks get shallower. Of course, we will start seeing more collisions. And speaking of queens, there it is against not ace king, but ace queen, and really no.
Even the ace queen.
We'll see.
Wow. Arthur might open jam. Yeah, and then Niklas might call, and Wizard might overcall.
Wow. Yep. Wow, does Wizard ever fold? How can he? No, right? I mean, he's got 9 blinds with queens, although he's got to beat 2 hands. He's got to get it in there. He does. Queens to king, jack, ace, queen. Let's see what happens here. Wide open. Queen's still in the lead going to the turn. It's clean to the river. Can he fade those 6 outs?
If the queen's hold,
Oh, hello. Nicholas makes a good call and gets rewarded. Going to get a knockout plus some, and it's a whole new game. There it is, Wizard of Az. What an impressive resume. Not a lot in the Super Millions, but 5.5 million. The lone Brazilian going to go out in 9th there. Great showing, my friend. Unlucky. Vamos, gente. Prazer to all the Brazilians out there for the first time. Not going to be a day for them to celebrate, although 40K is a lot of reais. That's about 200,000 and change in Brazilian reais. So nice score there. And Nicholas Osted, a whole new game now, Ben, as Nick gets the chips on the left of Arthur. So kind of a disaster for Arthur, right? If he draws that up, if Andre doubles, if the big blind wakes up, but for Nicholas to be the one to have a calling hand and double through him, that was not how he drew it up, and even gets an egg on the face for his efforts.
Going to have another all in. Now maybe it's time for the eliminations. You know, it can go really swiftly from 9-handed to 5-handed.
Yep, it can. And we are on. It's in motion. It is in motion. GG are out. A lot of hearts to be dealt. Ace, queen suited, jack 10. And there's Radoja. I swear that I'm the guy's good luck charm. He beat me for a bracelet heads up back in 2011. He won another one since then. And he is just going to get a lock on the turn. So well played. Nice hand there. He still got to deal with people behind him. Decided it was good enough. 2.1 million GG poker winnings there. Really impressive resume in Super Millions as well. with 5 million in total earnings now on GG. Exactly. So really, really impressive. And like you said, Ben, it does. We're down to 7. It's moving.
Good jam. They also with the Jack 10 suited unlucky. He has 8 big blinds, a hand that is profitable to go all in with. If you fold these, you're just a nit. So gotta risk something sometimes here. And that's how it is. Glad to see that he took a risk, didn't pay off. And now Niklas can hit the gas pedal.
Yeah, also Top Greg, who is shown that he was on the more conservative side. We did see him unload with ace jack off as a bluff though, and got it through. So let's see if I think Niklas definitely has a governor to fire right now. He's got a clear lead on everyone, 7 left, and we see the pay jump start to get healthy at this juncture. 5th will be guaranteed over 100,000, 295 of top. Very fun portion of the tournament coming in, and ace 8 off from Top Greg says it's not good enough. Samuel is got the ace 5 and gonna fold, and Arthur with his stack pretty clear, gonna jam here. He does just that. Nicholas not interested. Off to the next hand. What's the biggest mystery bounty you've ever got, Ben? Have you played a lot of these tournaments or no?
$100. I haven't
okay.
played that many from that format yet because they're usually also doing a series, right? So they just have been introduced recently. Andre Novak. Also, again, it's a similar spot as our Brazilian friend was involved earlier with his ace 4 suited. Unfortunately, got punished by Arthur. Definitely a small 3-bet fold to 370K. He's not committed. He can use the ICM pressure for himself, where with hands here where he would be committed in Chip EV, he wouldn't in ICM. So he can small in these small 3-bets. Ace 9 off. A bit loose, but it's fine. You will see in a lot of ICM sims that ace 9 off, ace 10 off, even as one of the mid stacks. And now again, we're getting closer to 6-5 forehanded. What I explained earlier, the ICM pressure gets a bit tinier now the more players bust. Andre jams. This might get interesting for Top Greg. He has the first hand that I would consider calling, but he fades the fold, which is not too bad.
Yeah, Top Greg's got ace queen suited numerous times. He's been in some tough situations with it, and he has found a nice run out. But here he does have the best of it. Let's see what he wants to do here. It seems like there are several options. Of course, he does go with the more conservative route, and in doing so, gets a nice flop in one of the situations where he actually can maybe get some extra value. Although Sam, who's in position, likely not going to go crazy with the ace 9 here, realizing that it's going to have the best hand most of the time, but isn't just going to go nuts. So let's see what he does for sizing. Seems right. 3rd pot.
I mean, Sam is capable of getting away from it. Yeah, this card saves Sam.
Yeah, this card does save him. And although Top Greg's going to welcome top 2 pair, he does now lose to some additional hands that he was beating on the flop. But Sam with the call, 621 in the middle, going to weigh his options here. Although he is going to realize that card, what he thinks is maybe not a good card, is, like you mentioned, likely to save him some chips. And he does go for the bet, though. I actually don't mind this, right? It's maybe even set up to get to check back the river instead of betting and then having to call a bigger sizing.
Top Greg still has the ace 2s, ace 4, like you're targeting those. And that's what an excellent player recognizes, that there's still hands that you head against. And even if those fold, you don't mind. It's like a mix of protecting yourself, not playing a big pot. Top Greg is probably just going to be keeps calling here. And yeah. And Sam loses the minimum here. Doesn't play a big pot, which is good. I mean, maybe even Sam. Nah, I think he has enough showdown value against ace 4, ace 5 that called once more. Top Greg thinking about leading small, but I don't really think it makes no sense. Maybe even Sam
Yeah.
turns his hand into a bluff. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest, getting him off a 2-pair, an ace-jack might still be around, the split with the ace-9. And then he's also going to have a lot of weaker clubs, yeah. I mean, you see that Sam is not snap checking. Otherwise, Sam would be snap checking. I also think he's not playing that many tournaments today on the side. So it's definitely consideration. I see him checking most of the time, but it's probably crossing his mind to see if there's something that he can do.
Yeah, Artur gets dealt Jack Queen suited, but early position raise from Sam off that stack is cause for pause. And as it plays, there is going to be no customer. And Justin Bonomo, Ben, we saw him with a big chip lead early. And of course, the ace is the ace queen suited, but he's been really quiet and kind of handcuffed since that. That was a huge swing for him. Instead of being the table captain, had to kind of sit back. And now he's sort of blended in here. And one of the short stacks actually is he is the tied for the shortest actually with Andre now. So things have shifted for Mr. Bonomo, and that's always the nature of tournaments. Sometimes you're the hunted, sometimes you're the hunter. And at the moment, he is going to be sitting back, and Radoja finds some aces, and Novak seven's a little different, seven-handed. And this is, oh, yep, that is not going to work unless he can find a seven. They do say on GG, there's a joke that there's a lot of those available, and look at that, an action flop all of a sudden. Going to now have to fade a heart or an ace, or he will have gotten very fortunate. And look at this. Maybe there's something to it, Ben. We say it's always coming seven. Very unlucky for Mr. Radoja. Gets the 4-1 favorite pre-flop, doesn't hold up, and Novak 2.2 million. Wow, Queen 4 suited, newfound chips.
Yeah, let's get open. Jeff, do we 3-bet here the ace-4 off?
Yeah, I mean, no, I don't know. No. Well, Radoja not going to have to stew long. He gets to wake up in the big blind. He's going to get a nice pickup there off the short stack. Going to get a raise and keep his big blind plus the ante plus the small blind. So Mark back to $1 million, and Novak went for a joyride and opened the Queen 4 suited. Didn't get it through. It is now 1.2 million for Artur in the big blind, and everything's pretty tight. There's only Nicholas who has separated himself, and Andre and Top Greg over 2 million. Everyone else sitting kind of on that 1 million mark. $10-9, King-9. No one has a pair. Artur with the better hand at the moment. Top Greg showing us that he's not just playing the stone cold nuts. He does open 9-10 off here with his stack in this position. And Artur, again, just a guy that seems so creative, so dangerous, so willing to take chances and get a little out of line here. He doesn't do it in this particular instance, but always have to consider when you bet that you can get check raised. It's scary to play against. So we are going to see queens on the cutoff. Open up. No player with much to play with here. I think Artur is a guy, he's just got a lot of tables going, right? We've seen him tank it a few times or kind of delaying. He's got a lot of tables potentially going here. He is playing for 300,000, but he is not just one tabling. He is going to try to add to his very impressive resume. Could we put up the results, please, for Artur? His last name I always have trouble. I mean, has Radoja got kings like 5 times? It's like, I feel like he's gotten so many big hands. Of course, he did lose the important one, aces to sevens, but he has got another premium holding in late position here. Novak has shown the propensity to defend wide, 6-9 suited. Not really wide, but it's speculative. And what a flop. We are going to see some action here, Ben.
Yeah, that's a much better defense. Now, so he covers Mark. Mark needs to start checking back way more flops. And I think we're going to see here gotcha and flush draw, a check raise, and the money might go in.
Yeah, you're right. I think that we are going to see it. And Mark has the overpair. No time wasted. We are going to see a classic flip right here. There are a lot of cards available. It's almost 50-50, slight edge to
even
Mark.
the 10
now,
now.
bigger
Wow.
edge. Yeah, this is lose a card, pick up some outs, and it looks like a diamond. He hits the 7 and the diamond, and Mark Doja gonna lose with aces and then kings to the same player. Mr. Novak gonna pick up a fortunate situation. 3.2 million, puts himself in second, and there he is, Mr. Radoja. Huge results. He is almost to 2 million super millions earnings alone with that score, and a very successful GG poker career thus far. So unlucky for him, lucky for the field to see a great player removed, and we are going to be down to 6.
I don't like him.
What's that?
I don't like him.
Who's that? Mark?
Yeah.
And what? As a person, as a player, or as a just
everything?
What?
Because he beat your heads up.
Oh,
everyone that beats your heads up is on my blacklist, Jeff. Of course.
Ben, I appreciate that. I was wondering where we were going with it. I was like, man, I hope I'm not missing something about Mark. I know he's a great guy, but I would have liked to have a bracelet myself. 3.2, 3,200 of you guys in here. I welcome you to hit the thumbs up. Hope you're enjoying the show. Let me see how many we got right now. We are at, I'm going to start queuing the giveaway. 331 thumbs up. I appreciate that very much here. Ooh, look at this. Oh, baby. Look at your man, Nicholas, finding a Yahtzee card in the house right there. We are going to be giving away at least a $50 ticket later today. And we are going to be currently seeing what happens here, because Andre Novak flats ace queen suited, had his opponent in a world of hurt, and not anymore though. Probably a decent sizing here, right? He doesn't block the king. He has the flush draw himself, but he does go for a sizable bet. And if you're Novak, I mean, man, how can you go anywhere?
Yeah, you're not folding, of course. You're not folding, of course. I mean, the diamond, you have insane implied odds. If Nicholas is barreling like 10-9 in spades, 9-8 in spades, yeah. Lucky for Nicholas. Also good that, I mean, the queen or ace, like there wouldn't be any more action.
Yeah, this is quite, I mean, it's just such a special card. Like he's just so high up in the range. Obviously having a flush, or I'm sorry, a missed flush that actually makes the straight, all the more reason that he thinks that his opponent may have something that is callable here. He does go for a nice sizing on the river, and Novak, I mean, he has a missed diamond. So in terms of bluff catcher candidates, this is not a amazing hand to have, but he also, he still thinks something's up, something's fishy here.
Yeah, I mean, with this hand, you have so many king X, right? Even the king 8 in clubs, you know, you have a bit this, at least you block the king 5. He can have king jack and diamonds himself, you know, if Nicholas value bets an ace king, it just, you're not blocking anything. So
yeah, it almost feels unfair. Feels unfair for my chip leader Nicholas to get the kings, and I think his name is in green. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but he won some massive leaderboard or some first time ever on GG. I should be more familiar with that, but maybe someone in the audience knows. Or Ben, are you aware what he won? He got something where he got some bonus and was awarded like the player of a huge series. So Nicholas Ostad adds to his accolades as a tournament crusher with that, and he's got his name tagged. Artur also has his name in yellow there, friend of GG, and we've got 6 players fighting for this first prize today. I mean, you got to go with Nick at this point, right? He's got a massive lead, got basically double second place with 6 left.
Yeah, he's in a good position. As we just mentioned like 30 minutes ago, where Arthur was in chip lead, right? Just losing one big pot, and you were now essentially one with short stakes.
Yeah, so Artur making a adjustment. He's got the ace-9 in the big blind, decides it's good enough. He has got the perfect hand to not get a call again. So well done. Top Greg saying, hey man, show me a little respect. I'm not just raising the air ball. I got the ace. I'm going to fold you. And let's see if he can come back. And if he opens the queen jack suited, as you got to believe with his stack, that hand going to open Bonomo. Ooh, might see a collision here, Ben. Wow. Folds the queen jack suited.
Wow.
Wow. I mean, Bonomo's just probably just got to, what's he got to surf it in? No, he's got what, 11
Yeah.
11
Yeah,
blinds. This
and
is going to
Sam
go
is going to be
surf.
calling this. Yeah. Actually, the thing is that Bonomo might bust out because Top Greg folded. Because if Top Greg opens, Bonomo jams, Sam is going to fold it.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Think about it. Like,
Yeah.
a raise all in, Sam is not going to be calling nines. Right? That's actually, he really busts out because he didn't fight that open with Queen Jack suited. Speaking about reverse collision, like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty
that's
crazy.
really sick. I've never seen that. Like, such a crazy fold that caused someone to bust.
For sure. Yeah, maybe it was because those two short stacks there, he didn't want to get raised and get jammed on. Just felt like he was going to have a tricky time. But that does seem super, super snug to fold there. So
Yeah.
we're going to see a fold. What's the reason to bet 640 there if you're Artur? If you see a shove and a shove,
then you can still fold.
But why 640, not 580 or 450? Like, what's the actual? Is it just kind of like, hey, I'm committing myself unless there's an all in? Yeah,
I guess you're just leaving yourself a few big blinds behind, and that's pretty much it. There's no science behind that. I mean, there certainly is, but it has not been solved, right? As we have solved a lot of different ICM spots with the solvers, especially with like Hold'em Research Calculator, ICMizer, that are in the market for more than 10 years, and we can solve a lot of different ICM spots. And now we mentioned, as I mentioned earlier, now ICM gets less impactful towards 3-handed, 4-handed, 5-handed. So I'm pretty sure a lot of these players are also aware of that. And now you're going to see more 3-bets and even more 4-bet jams. The dynamics are get a bit more aggressive. Arthur will remain aggressive because he's the shortest stacked. He has nothing to lose. Still, everyone is kind of deep, but we see 3 mid stacks around 30 big blinds. The blinds, if Niklas opens, going to be defending relatively tight according to ICM. And yeah, if one of you guys, this is also what I would recommend everyone to take the Hold'em Research Calculator and also start. It probably takes some time to get familiar with the tool, but it pays off big time to understand how you can solve defending ranges against open raises under ICM pressure. Pretty big hand here. I mean, Sam is going to be calling at least 2 streets.
Yeah. Yeah, this is wow. Definitely quite the flop for Novak to open 8-6 suited. I mean, if you're Sam, it's you got to feel like you like your hand on this board most of the time.
Yeah, and actually for Andre, it's a really good card because Sam is going to have lots of 10-8 suited, 10-6, Jack 10, King 10, Queen 10, still the 9-8, 7-8s. And Sam now, because his Jack and 9 are not live anymore, if let's say Andre has King 10, so Sam can find these folds. He knows that a 9-8, 7-8 might be a little bit better than, let's say, Jack 9, and he's also going to have plenty of 10x that he can continue with. So I can definitely see, very good fold. Where most people, I have an overcard, a gut shot, second pair. It's a very disciplined fold.
All right, King 9 suited in the early position. We are only 5-handed now. Bonomo was an unfortunate recipient of that cooler, which could have been avoided. As we mentioned, it might have actually got a pure flip. So we are going to be, we are going to see just the takedown. He says, sorry, ace jack suited picks it up. Andre Novak is going to go for a open and a fold. And again, 5-handed, this is where things pick up, and Ostad actually has some separation here. Let's see if he can start pulling the trigger. No one's like super short though. So I don't know how much he's going to get to use that chip lead, but let's see if anyone can do it. He knows how to do it, and he is going to jump into the lead on this board with the 9-10 off. And Sam has got a pretty rough flop here. I don't know if he'll even see bet this. Does go for a quarter.
Yeah, it's the goal is just to make Niklas fold something like ace 3, ace 5, 7-6, just to protect your hand, 7-8. King 8, King 7, better King X. And Sam might continue barreling this. Just like, I think Sam is going to bet like 250K, 300K. Wow, he checks it. Interesting. Niklas, maybe considering turning his hand into a bluff. But no, he checks it. I'm surprised. I'm surprised in these small pots. Maybe I'm a little bit too aggressive, but you know, Niklas can credibly represent a flush. He can represent a jack. Get Sam off something like a better 10 or a queen or a king. Yeah, I'm very surprised. I would have taken a different line. But checking there is definitely not a terrible mistake.
All right. Well, there's a look at, they say a break, although we have never had a break. So I think that is going to be fast forwarded too, but there's a chance that you guys may get a pause in the action and get to use the restroom. But I think, look at that. They did fast forward. We are skipping it and Ben used the restroom. I may have to myself, although it's getting going here. Now we're down to 5-handed. Blinds are up to 80K and these guys are not afraid. That is for sure. So we're going to keep the action going and we are going to see a big hand, queens, a lot of queens out right there. We got queen 10 of hearts, pocket queens, 6-7 suited, so pretty, but not in that scenario.
Interesting fold.
Yeah.
I mean, they're 30 big blinds deep. You can definitely take a flop there. You're deep enough. You two of the bigger stacks, so the blinds are not going to go crazy against you.
All right. Well, Novak picks it up, man. He's had quite a ride. Was one of the short stacks. He finds himself very healthy, 2.6 million, sitting in second place chip wise, pretty tight though, with Samuel and Nicholas with 2 jacks. Got the biggest stack, best hands, and top Greg with the king 7 suited. Although in this spot with his stack, you know, does he want to play around? Does he want to go post flop? Not likely off of that stack depth in this situation. So it's going to be a pickup for Nick, trying to get to that 5 million mark and see the total amount of chips in play. He has got a good portion of that.
Jeff, in 25 minutes, I have to leave you. That's the maximum I can offer today. You promised me 2 hours. We're already 2 hours and 40 minutes in.
I didn't first of all, I didn't promise. I said generally it's no, we're not 2. Are we 2 hours, 40 minutes in? No, it started at we're not even 2 hours
no,
in.
We had the 8 p.m. We had the sound check, right? Sorry, yeah, my bad. Okay. I take it back. But I told you I got to catch a flight actually in 10 hours. So got to go to bed soon. And still
I understand. Listen. We wanted to get as much Ben CB time as we could. I'm glad it got to work out, and everyone's happy to have you here. And it's not like we're heads up. This does have the makings of a longer than normal stream, but we're still 5-handed. So let's see. We'll take you as long as we can have you, and then all good. No worries. We do appreciate that. And again, guys, please give Ben a follow across the different social medias. Raise your edge, as well as Ben CB 789. We have got a good finish coming your way. I can assure you we will play to a winner tonight, although it's taken a bit. There's been some great hands, great action, and a lot of great players remain. So we'll no worries, Ben. Whenever you gotta ride off in the sunset, Irish exit, you know, that's fine. No worries. Do your thing. We appreciate the time today.
Arthur timing out with the 10s on the button. This would be painful. Ay. Ooh. Imagine that the blinds have pocket 9s. This is gonna be like a 100K timeout in EV. Oh, and he comes back right in time.
Yeah, this is definitely that's another thing. I've seen some sick timeouts. We've seen some disconnects. We've seen some time bank issues. Currently, no one really short on time. We have seen Top Greg has 5 minutes remaining. Everyone else over 10 minutes. So that may not come into play. It is interesting when players get down to really no time bank, right? They have to have 5 seconds to act. That's tough, but currently everyone's healthy. Excuse me. Yeah. So, all right. A7 suited, A10 suited, 7-10 suited. Everyone's suited except for the big blind. Arthur chipping up to almost 2 million now. He does actually have over 2 million. He's opening and see if he's going to get this one through. Andre on the button, 7-10 suited. Not going to play. And Arthur is over 2 million. I think, you know, Nicholas, you got to bet to be the favorite. Sam also very healthy. Everyone really, anyone's game right now. Nicholas has the healthy lead, but it is wide open, and we are going to see a open with the ace deuce off. Definitely a little bit light, but can't blame him with the chip lead has an ace. Just going to wake up. Samuel's going to wake up with a nice hand.
I'm just speaking from my experience. I really hope Sam 3-bets. Not that it happen always, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see something goofy from Nicholas. He just jams it. The thing is, people are not flatting that much. Like the Queen 10 suited, etc., King 10 suited have a lot of equity. But in Sam's shoes, I would have induced a 3-bet or tried to induce a 4-bet by 3-betting to like 600K and then hope Nicholas jams his ace deuce, ace 4. Oh, wow, we're all in. And this might be it for Arthur.
Wow, big pot. 4-1 favorite, 8s to 4s. Heart is interesting. Not going to happen on the turn, so needs that 4 for 4.55% on the river. Oh my goodness. I mean, like, Ben, I just don't know. It just feels like I've played poker so long. It still shocks me when stuff like that happens in these spots. And Arthur, who I have seen, who I know is a world-class top player. I've seen him hit some big spots and crazy runouts. But of course, the guy's always picking up pots and winning so many uncontested and plays great. But when you get lucky like it that helps on the river, it does help. And what a equity spot. I mean, how much EV is that? 4.3 million puts him in first, would have been out in fifth. So instead of getting 109, he's got a shot for an extra, you know, it's a lot of money. We're talking about difference between 185,000 potential extra dollars coming his way. And if you're Nicholas, what does that mean? That pot to have 6.5 million, make it 4-handed, and everyone have 2 million. We would have got to see. We might have not lost you, right? That could have been just the Nicholas Asted show and let him just go to town and chip everyone down. But as it plays out, not going to be the case, and we are going to stay 5-handed.
I mean, you don't have that many players left there, right? I picked Nicholas, Arthur, and Sam, right? And you picked Andre?
Well, obviously, if you leave early, you forfeit the dinner, and I'll send you where.
No,
that's obvious. Everyone knows that at home, right? Can I get it? Can we get a thumbs up at home?
No,
I'm gonna.
No way. Well, then I'm gonna sub in someone, and he's gonna continue commentating for me.
Okay, it's hard. Those are big shoes to fall. Maybe can we get like a raise your edge 1 month or so? Can we get something for you leave early, Ben? Right. Can I squeeze you or not? Give me something that I can give to the.
He's taking over.
Please. All right. We might lose Ben, guys. I think that's wrong, though, to see Ben leave right now. But we do understand. He did say at the beginning he had a limited amount of time. It's already been 2 hours. We appreciate all you guys joining. And Ben actually may have left. That is actually might be a legit. Oh, no, there he is.
No,
he's too much class. He's too much class.
I'm getting that dinner.
It's going to be a nice dinner for sure. And this is the nice spot for Top Greg if he can hold on. Sam on the low end of the open-ended, putting some real pressure on. And let's see if this would be quite a call to stick on. The problem with this call is you got to be right, and then you got to hold on the river. And that is a lot of what ifs. So Sam, well played, up to 3 million chips. And now it is 5-handed, and we are still in with us with the pocket nines. Nicholas trying to rebound from that nasty river card. You just don't want to believe it can happen, but it does. And Sam flatting. Look at this flop. This has got potential, Ben.
Could see some leads from Sam. It's one of the best boards. Yeah, I was expecting that. One of the best boards for his big blind defense range. Like he's 6'8", 7'5". Like Niklas, even with an overpair, you're not loving life, right? Sam just can rip it in. Like he doesn't mind running it against an overpair. Like he has what, 35-40%, depends on the suits. With 5 outs, gut shot. Niklas would never raise a set. Very often he's going to sit on 9s, 10s. I wouldn't be surprised if Sam rips that because, wow. Okay. I think if Sam rips, Niklas might actually fold. The way I perceive Niklas playing, I think he's just raising this to protect his hand, right? To not give free cards to something like King 6, King 8 with a gutter. But like, I don't really like raising here at all because we don't have any strong hands on this board, maybe 7s. Like, do you want to get broke here with aces where Sam can have 6-8, 6-3 suited, 7-5, 4-5 suited, small sets?
Wow. So to the river now, Sam with the 3-4 suited and very savvy play from Niklas. I mean, if you're Sam, like,
Sam
it's sort of like yeah.
Sam might jam this. Niklas gonna have lots of pocket 8s, pocket 10s, pocket 6s, ace 7 suited, king 7. It would have gone wrong. I wouldn't have hated his play though. And I think you want to bet small for Niklas. Okay, interesting. I think there's a lot of merits of betting small when Niklas, Sam could bluff jam something like 4-6. I feel like with 9s you want to induce a jam from like 4-5, 4-3, 5-6 suited, you know, these kind of hands. Because Niklas still has 10s, he has jacks, he has some jacks, like his pocket 8s. He wants to value bet against the 7. Like a 9 is very unlikely in Sam's range.
Yeah, very interesting run out. This definitely could have got played a few different ways. So again, guys, for the giveaway, you got top correct for 100. If anyone else wins, you get 50. And the keyword is going to be RYE for raise your edge. RYE is the keyword today. Let's put that in. If you hit the thumbs up, you're eligible. I will pick someone who puts RYE in the chat. We want to thank Ben for his time. If he does have to leave us at any sudden moment, please show your appreciation. RYE for raise your edge. That is the keyword. Hit the thumbs up, and I'm going to give away 50 or 100 if Top Greg can win. I want to throw him one extra player for 100. I'll let you pick a player, Ben, because it's 50 no matter what. 100 if Top Greg wins. You can choose one more player to add into the extra bonus. I'll give the audience a little extra sweat today because they've been strong. Love this group. Love a lot of familiar faces.
Andre is the black horse. The dark horse, okay. Right? Yeah.
All right. Yes, there it is. So you guys got Andre and Top Greg for 100. Anyone else wins, you get 50. RYE, baby. Give the love for RYE, man. If you don't know about Raise Your Edge, I don't know what you're doing, but you might want to Google it, check it out. And yeah, it's an amazing course. And Ben is the man who founded, created it, and a very strong community. Welcome everyone in from Raise Your Edge. I'm sure Ben was plugging the socials today, giving us love. That's what we do, Ben. We've done a lot. We've known each other how many years? 8 years, 7 years? A long time. Been with you for a long time and been a lot of fun, and I've learned a lot.
5-6 years for sure. Yeah.
You're selling us short, but that's fine. You're a humble guy, and I love that. You don't over promise or deliver, but I would say that way over that. It's at least 6 years, at least. But a lot of RYEs. I'll tell you guys when to stop. We'll give it another minute. If you put RYE once, you're in. But look at all the people, man. 3,000 strong. Who tells me this isn't the best show, the best group, the best players, the best people? GGPoker, baby, the Super Millions every Tuesday. I'm actually gone next Tuesday. I will be at Burning Man. I don't like taking off time, but I'm going to Burning Man. That's where I met my wife, Ben. I got a 3-year-old son, a Burning Man baby now, and I got a lot of love for Burning Man. I haven't gone in 5 years, so cut me a little slack. If you tell me I'm taking the holidays and vacations, we're not. We're at the burn, baby. Any burners out there know what I'm talking about? A little playa action, have some fun, and I'll miss 1 week, come back refreshed the next week. For the Super Millions, but you will have a host sub next week. And yeah, a lot of special guests lined up. So appreciate all you guys typing RYE. All right, that's enough RYE. That's a lot of love. Ben deserves it. RYE deserves it, but that's it. If you're eligible, I'm going to give me a moment. I'm going to pick the winner, and then we're going to decide if it's 50 or 100 based on which players win. So you got to I want to say you have a 40% chance to win, but that's not true. Chip distribution wise, you have 2 out of 5 players for 100, 3 out of 5 for 50. That's what we'll say. We got a little bug flying out here in Brazil. I'm in a small town in Brazil, man. I was kind of rooting for the Brazilian to get it going here. We got ourselves Nicholas. Look at Nicholas. He's just found his way back into basically the chip lead, tied for seconds, and he is dangerous. He's got chips. He's got Queen King again.
Jeff, yeah, I'm gonna call it. I have to go to bed. I really need to sleep. Gonna be flying to Cologne, Gamescom. So if anyone's around, feel free to hit me up. Don't be awkward. Be back on Sunday, perhaps streaming myself. And thank you so much for inviting me. It was a blast. Amazing stuff, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're leaving us with Ben, I will understand. Ben, thank you for your time. Appreciate you, brother. We'll catch up soon. Hope to see you in Miami. I'll send you where we're going to dinner. It's going to be on you since you're forfeiting. Cheers to you. Appreciate you. No way. That's a scam. I'm being scared.
Hold on. Well, who do you have? Just so we can clarify. I want to make sure we have it right. So
I have Sam, Arthur, and Nicholas.
Oh my goodness. Really?
Yeah.
How did you do that?
I'm not 100% sure about Arthur, but I picked Nicholas first, I think.
No, I missed Arthur. You missed Arthur,
yeah.
I thought I got Nicholas.
No. I think I picked Nicholas first.
Oh, you picked Nicholas first. I took
Bonomo, because you took Bonomo, and Bonomo was chip leader. That's why you picked him, right? You paid too much attention to the chips. That's not everything, Jeff.
That was all right, Ben. Fair enough. You don't have to put a low blow in there too. I get it. You got your friends and you got the crushers. And I made a mistake. I should have had Arthur. I did blow that. But listen, cheers, man. Enjoy. Safe travels. We'll talk soon. Much love and thank you for your time.
Bye,
all right, guys.
Ciao.
Benjamin Raleigh signing off there again. Raise your edge. That's enough RYE in the chat. I will pick a winner here shortly, but we got plenty of time for that. Appreciate you guys hitting the thumbs up. 400 plus hit thumbs up, man. I can't tell you how many times I got to say. What do we got? We have over 500 thumbs up already. You guys are really rocked the place. I appreciate being here every week. It's an honor. It's a treat. And you guys are amazing. So thank you for joining us. And someone's going to win 50 or 100, but we need Novak or Top Greg to get back in it because they are currently in 4th and 5th. And you have those 2 players. So let's see if they can take you for a double ride on the giveaway. And yeah, a lot of familiar faces. Appreciate you being here. King 10, Jack 5 off. Nicholas does get a club, so he's got an over in a club. He's going to come out leading. And Andre Novak, he's got top pair king kicker. Can't imagine he's going anywhere. And just a matter if he wants to raise or call. He sees a card. It is not safe. He now is losing. Although Nicholas with the 5 of clubs, it's not an amazing high flush. So let's see what happens here. Probably just going to go check would be my guess. See what happens. All right. Well, A6, King Jack, 10-5. We have got not a lot of great looking hands. And Nicholas, though, likely going to be against Arthur. He knows is aggressive, going to take the King Jack and be continuing. He is going to 3-bet, and Arthur with the A6 off is definitely a guy who's capable of putting it upstairs at any given time. He is, though, realizing his stack, his position, and does he want to risk any of that? No, he does put it down. Does put down the hand. Welcome in to anyone joining us. We are 5-handed. We are playing for a lot of money, 295,000 US dollars. Lower right is the payouts. I need to use a restroom myself, but not the time. I should have gone while Ben was still here. We did have to lose Ben. The interesting part here is who's going to win, because you guys want to see an extra 50 in the giveaway. So I know who you're rooting for. And we are going to go ahead and go to a King 6 open. King 6 suited. Archer in the big blind, King 4 off. We're about 27 blinds effective. What does he do? Does he have some 3-bets here with the King 4 off? Put some pressure on the stack in this situation. When a hand is a little too good to fold, but not quite good enough to call, there you go. My man finds it. King 4 off. Does go for it. I like the play. I wouldn't necessarily make it, but it's one that is a good play and shows that he is just not afraid. And Novak knows that he knows, but still, what do you do here with King 6 suited? Do you ever recheck the temperature? These guys are capable. Not today, not in that spot. And we are going to go to the next hand. Nicely done from Artur. 3 playable hands here. Top correct's been very patient, but Queen King suited. Does he ever just stuff it? 15 blinds. A lot of players would min raise here. A fold, I just can't see it. So he does go for the commit shove, and Nicholas with 7s starts thinking, what is he doing this with? Does he have 6s? How often? Or 5s? Does he have ace, queen, ace, king? And look at the nice disciplined fold. Decides that he doesn't have enough under pairs enough, and he's risking a flip or even somehow dominated against the player in the spot. And nicely done from Nicholas. Definitely close, that's for sure. All right, queen 5 suited. Jack 7 off, 3x from Nicholas in the small blind. Okay, Brian Rast is calling. He can't answer because there's a lot of action right now. Actually, maybe Rast could pop in here. We are down to 5. We're playing for some big money. We are playing for some big money. 109,000 up for grabs. And man, I usually, wow, we are going to see the all in, and Artur are going to have to get out of the way. Jacks, ace 4 suited, and of course, you know, he's got a lot of money in there. He starts doing a bit of math, but with 3 million still left, I just, let's see, I'm trying to just think with the extra 220 in there. So confusing. These players are going for it. I mean, he's thinking about, he's calling $1 million to win 3.4, 3.6. I mean, it's like the price is kind of at some point not insane. You know, you realize he's going to be up against a pair, ace, king, ace, queen suited, but the math starts getting close, but still 3 million. He'd rather preserve it. He folds. And nice, your man. There he is. Top correct gets another big hand, and Artur going to open up and get some bad news because he can get played back again. Ace king. Ace king off. Maybe ace king suited has a 3-bet. I think he's just going to stuff the ace king. We'll pick a winner from the giveaway. Actually, let me do let me do it. Okay, you guys are still eligible. All right. We are going to announce the giveaway winner in a bit. I actually have picked it, and I will put it. If you don't have a GG account and you win the giveaway, you also can just give it to someone. You could, you know, give them half, take half. A friend, I'm sure you know someone who plays. So it is going to be a $100 GG tournament ticket or $50 in GG cash dollars. So one of the two will be awarded. If Andre or Top Correct win, you'll get 100. If it's a other player remaining, it'll be 50. Let's see the action here. 6-4, 3-7. No player has that strong a hand. Sam does have a pair. Artur in position has a key card with the 7. He is going to check back. Looks like he's got something, but he still has 7 high. And Sam has got a 4, which is the winning hand currently. Wow. Long day, long action, and we see a bluff here. And can Sam sniff it out? What is he then betting over on the river? I mean, how can he possibly call it just a 4? He does have, you know, queen. He doesn't have a queen or a 10, but wouldn't he bet the straight on the turn with 10-7? So now is he value betting? Did he hit 2 pair? Why is he betting so much on the river? And Sam, wheels are spinning, thinking, and he does fold. Nice hand from Artur. Very nice. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys hitting that giveaway. All right. Well, Jack 7 suited, Queen 9. Jack 7 suited certainly going to be hard to get going anywhere. And now a card that's going to favor Nicholas, and he does have the 7 still, and Andre is just kind of speeding with no equity now other than a 6. So he was betting his gut shot. Makes a lot of sense on the flop. See what he does here, if he's going to continue or take a stab. Does he keep going? Put some pressure on Nick. Doesn't. And Nicholas now with the winner, if he can get to a showdown on the river, 2.7 million, 1.7 million, 1.1 million in the middle. Let's see what he goes with. Maybe a blocker bet. This feels like the right time for a blocker bet. Wow. My computer just freeze. Did my computer just freeze? Today we're not really losing players, and guess what, guys? For that inconvenience, I apologize. I'm just gonna make it a $100 giveaway. You guys don't have to sweat who's gonna win. It will be a $100 giveaway for that, and I apologize for that. Literally the computer just completely shut down. I can tell you got good equipment. I thought it was the internet, and I thought it was the internet because we're in Brazil and there's been some spy stuff, but actually the internet's great. Apologize for that. Benjamin Rolle, we did have to leave from the commentary, and we are legitimately five-handed still after, what is this now? We're several hours in. I think it's 2 hours and almost 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 20 minutes. And so in, and here we see pick up the action, King 6 versus 6 deuce. Really good spot for Samuel with the best hand. It's going to be a $100 giveaway today, $100 in tournament dollars. That is what I'm committing to you guys. So we're back. We are back, and we've got Samuel with the best hand on the river, 1.3 million, and they're 2.2. Could Archer take a bluff situation here? He's got a hand where he's got a blocker to the nuts. He also has one of the worst hands he could have. He's very creative. And Samuel, who is sort of in a hammerlock on the hand, has a little bit of concern now. Wow. 343 bet. Let's see, can Arthur pull the trigger? Good to see you guys back. $100 giveaway confirmed. Going to pick a winner and lock it in. And we are getting all kinds of updates happen. I don't know what happened to my computer, but Sam picks that up and let's reassess where it's at. Look at that. Nicholas now 4 million. Samuel 4 million. So we got two chip leaders, 4 million. We got kings and we got ace 5 off, and we have jack queen suited in the small blind. So Andre off of that 12 blinds. All right, we've got A7 suited, going to be top correct, 2 million. Again, now I kind of took the sweat out of it for you guys. I could have surprised you at the end, but I apologize for that disconnect. Just getting some things in order, a couple settings, a couple things to pull up. I really do apologize. Want to remind you the highlights from this stream will be on my personal YouTube channel, Jeff Gross Poker. And I want to congratulate GGPoker for hitting 100,000 subscribers. That is Plaque City coming the way of GG. Congrats to that. That was just recently crossed in the last few, I believe the last day or so. Last time we were on it was 99,000. So appreciate you guys all hitting the thumbs up, subscribing to the channel, and supporting every week. You will find me here, except next week, as I mentioned, I'll be at Burning Man. We are not with a co-commentator right now because Ben CB had to run Benjamin Rolle for a trip. He is traveling. He did put in his time. This has ended up being a pretty long stream. We are 5-handed still, $100 giveaway, tournament dollars coming your way. And we have got small blind, big blind battle, King 8 off, 10-6 off. And yeah. Look at this, top correct. Well done. Bravo. All good. We are in a exciting finish here. 5-way, a lot of money up for grabs. Archer hit that miracle 4 on the river, and Nicholas with ducks, wheels spinning. What to do? How do I play? How does he do it? Does he fold? Does he get spicy? He's got 2 stacks that don't want to bust to his left, all kind of tied, and then he's got the big blind Samuel. I think we do see the min raise. Wasn't sure what he was going to go with there. Jack 4 suited, 2 big stacks. Does he take a flop? That used to be my favorite poker hand when I first started playing. I just feel like I kept making big hands with it. Samuel going to fold, decides that the too many down sides to that. Not enough bladed hands to make. Does fold. Nicholas with King Jack suited, going to open it up. Artur with Jack 8 off. Someone who's willing to play a few more pots than normal, but this is, again, not a super comfortable spot. There's a lot of ICM, not a ton of reason to get tangled up, and as he would have been dominated. Apologize for that computer freeze. That was actually a first, and look at this. Artur, aces in the big blind, I'm sorry, in the small blind. He's fairly aggressive. This is awkward stacks. Does he limp in? You know, maybe get Nicholas to bite with his stack. I like it. I like it a lot. And Nicholas with the 4.3 and 1.9 million. I mean, this is definitely something he could do. So, you know, on this stacked up, you generally see limp raises. Does he ever just call here? Does, sets the trap, and 9-3 off, flops literally nothing. Ace is still in the lead, and Nicholas, is he going to keep telling a story here? There's 795 in the middle. He's got the chip lead, got position. He does bet, and Artur just really executing a nice plan here. At some point, does he just spring into action, or is he just calling down? Just call down, set up a pot size river shot, river turn. And if you're Nicholas, you do pick up some equity, and you know, maybe he does just rip this in. Can Artur really get a perfectly executed plan versus the man he hit a 2-outer before? Nicholas decides not to shove here, and the river now gets a little bit more scary. But you gotta believe if you're Nicholas and you had a queen, you'd be betting on the turn as played. So I think Artur can pretty much deduct that he has got the best hand here, maybe even a small bet. You know, maybe 250, 300. You block the ace highs though, so it's like, what does he have? Does he have some pair? Does he have a 6 anyhow? Is it possible? What can he target? What can he get called by? And he goes for the jugular, and no decision with the 9-3 off. Well played from Artur though. Mr. Freeze, good to see you. We did freeze our computer today. Appreciate all the kind words. So many exciting final tables we've had. This has got its own flavor to it. We've got already 650 thumbs up. That might be a record. We got a $100 giveaway for you guys coming up. I have pronounced the winner. You are eligible. If you hit the thumbs up, we just appreciate it. And let's see. Now, limp. You know, it's the thing about limping. Oh, he limps aces. Yeah, but people limp with the worst hands, and you do get shoves. You do get traps, and you got to have some balance. So, well executed limp from Artur. He's back to 2.6 million. These guys are so talented, so fun to watch. So hard to call, so close to call. Taking notes again, I do have that highlights. We do go ahead and put on every week on Monday from about 20 minutes or so from the previous week. And you guys, greetings from Norway. Good to see you, my friend. Let me know where you're watching from in the world. We got an international crew here. Team out of Korea, and I know it's late. They put on some late hours and do a great job. We really do appreciate, a lot of work goes in these shows and a lot of organization, but it is fun to do every week. It's a treat to be here, and it's a treat to learn some amazing plays. We saw that Jack 10 play from Artur earlier, just stuffed the 4-bet in. It was a nice 3-bet from Wizard of Az, and 4-bet Artur just made Ben take off his headset. That was top notch stuff. Top Crack gonna go with the limp here now off the stack size in his hand. And we are going to see not a flop per se. King 5 off, man. Well played. And this should just work. This guy, it's just amazing how aggressive he is, that he is able to constantly find these little edges and pick up these pots and use the right hands and understand the frequencies, and just really does seem, of course we sell that. And then he also gets in 8s to 4s, hits a 4 on the river as a 4-1 dog pre-flop, and then the 4.5% going to the river, of course, when the money's in, 4-1 and gets it. But just a little luck doesn't hurt as well. If you're one of the best in the world and you're running good, that's a dangerous combination. As it stands, ace-6 for Samuel going to open, and Andre Novak with 7s. A little different situation than 7s. We saw Andre also get lucky against Radoja's aces with 7s. This time, clear shove and going to be a quick fold. How the hand distributions have come in today, it's just kind of been not a lot of all-ins. Just kind of like people haven't really had hands to contest. There's been a lot of takedowns pre-flop and a couple all-ins as well. We've had some get-theirs from behind. So really everything is shaken up to be a long final table. 2.5 hours in, still 5-handed, but of course the blinds are at 120. So stacks getting shallower, and we are going to play to a winner, 295 going to first place. Ace-4 in the big blind. Tough decision here. Does call. Both players hit an ace, and a tricky situation for Top Grec. And look at that, the deuce down there. So there's a chance it's not a chop pot. Well, flops the top pair. Got a bit of a decision. Wow, ace-4, and as it stands, again, this is this is gonna likely it's gonna be a chop. All right, we're making notes. We're having fun. We are going to be missing next week, so let's finish this one strong. 5-handed. This show will go on, though. We'll have another host filling in. Hope you guys are enjoying it. Please let me know if you are enjoying the stream. You can do that by hitting the thumbs up. I think we're at a record in thumbs up, man. I'm excited about what's in store as well. The Super Millions will be coming to live poker, where there will be a live version of the Super Millions where it is tracked, the results. So plus or minus results for players, how many titles, and all the good stuff. So we're going to take that format from online to live. That will be being introduced, and you will hear more about that. I am excited for what's coming. I'm excited to go to Cyprus. I hope to see some of you there. If you ever see me live, let me know. The Super Millions, a coin rivet. Super Million is going to be a live version on many stops, but at the Luxon coin rivet, it's a invitational, a 200K tournament for amateurs and professionals, where 1-1 they pair. Day 1 they play for amateurs together, or businessmen they call it, and then day 2 they combine the field. So pros separated on day 1, amateurs separated day 1, and then on day 2 they combine. Remember the $1 million Triton events that happened, that was in London in July 2019. They're doing the same format this time. It's a 200K buy-in. It is 1 rebuy available, and that is, I believe, September 10th or 11th, and I will be there doing Triton, working and being on the ground there with them. So I can't wait for that. We'll have a planned Super Millions as usual. And yeah, that'll be the next one I'm on, September 6th, and then September 13th from Cyprus. So yeah, it's exciting. And this is this is going to be very cool to see the live version of Super Millions. Such a respectable tournament, such a prestigious one, and it's great to see another nice week here. And no one really wants to give this away. I mean, a lot of money and a lot of prestige. 5 left. See, everyone guaranteed 6 figures at this juncture. Ace 9 going to call. Nicholas gets it in a huge spot for 4.7 million. Can we get a sweaty turn? Little extra outs. That was fairly sweaty. The river, can he fade it? It is a 9. It is not enough. Nicholas has got the chip lead now in some serious separation. Well played for Top Greg. The good news for you guys is, look at that. Strong showing, strong performance, strong record. Congrats to you, Top Greg. And good news is you guys getting $100 no matter what for the giveaway. So that was your original guy to get 100, but we did, after the computer malfunction, we let it down. And here we go. Queen 5 suited, King 10. Novak not afraid, going to call. And Queen 5 suited is needing help. To the river, needs a pure queen or a 5. You can see about 14%, or else we see a double up, and that would have been a run over situation. But no, we're gonna get stacks back to even. Everyone calm down. We're gonna keep it rolling. We're gonna keep it rolling. 4-handed, and no one's super separated now. Nice call with the taxi cab, putting it on the line. King 10 off. ICM, SMICM doesn't mind the 40K. Immediate jump now, is in position to potentially win in second, and a lot of money here as we see the pay jumps jump up. And 4 of the best players in the game all battling it out right now. This is going to be close to call. Play to a winner tonight here on GG. Who you guys got? Who do you have for the winner? Let me know. Put the name who you think's going to win. I honestly don't have a way to call it. I got to go Nicholas for the chips, but that was a big swing right there. Big pots, and Nicholas Ostedt is your chip leader, 4-handed. So Queen 4 and Samuel with a good draw here with the 10 high. One of the, he's got 10 high and he's got some equity, so he's going to keep betting. And how can Andre possibly hold on? He cannot. Will fold down to 4. Down to 4. A little something for everyone. Got a pair. We got, wow, fold. And now instead of Artur now with the A7 off of this stack depth, can he just rip it in here for A7? And he can. So that could have been Samuel, but for him, a much different situation. And again, look at this. Things just consolidating. That's sort of a theme today. All the stacks been equal at a lot of different junctures. We saw, I think, 9-handed with every stack within almost the same. 2 kings getting passed around again. Nicholas fairly deep here. Does he want to defend? Does he want to just move on? And hello. If you flat Jack 9 off and you get the Jack 9, flop the stone cold nuts. I mean, you can't believe it. And if you're Sam, he is going to bet. Now, if you're Nicholas, the question is, do you raise? Do you raise like Queen 10? Do you raise 10-8? Do you raise these type of hands, or would you just call? So if you have a Jack, what are you doing? If you're Sam, you get called. There are a lot of things happening here. You do block King 10, which is a straight. Opponent could have Queen 10. Do you want to bet here? We saw Sam price the turn for about a quarter pot in a dicey spot last time. He's doing the same here where he bets. Likely not going to be able to be a 3-street hand unless obviously we're to hit the king. So as it plays, Nicholas getting a big bet here. What does he do? Just calls ace on the river. It's a scary card for kings, but Nicholas, who just keeps betting, is going to check, and I'm sure Sam is going to be checking back here. I can't imagine he sees a reason on a hand he's getting called here to bet again. Although I guess there are some hands like Queen X, right? What aces does Nicholas ever really have? Does he get like ace 9? What hand could Nicholas hang in with an ace? Either way, though, a check is eminent and a big pot. And there's Artur showing the Jack. What a pot for Nicholas. Back into the chip lead. Healthily, 5.2 million. Okay, Artur with the king, queen off on the button. Going to be playing, see how he goes about it. For sub 20 blinds in this situation, 4 left. He's in third, but basically tied. Everyone's tight, other than Nicholas out in front. He is going to commit bets and pick it up. Pick it up. Well done. Well done. Well, I mean, this has been an epic final table. Honestly, I don't think I've ever seen one quite like this. Certainly not in the Super Millions. We've just seen a lot of back and forth, and I've got a lot of notes. This could be a longer than normal highlight video. I hope you guys enjoy that on Mondays on my YouTube channel. You can always watch the full version here of the YouTube channel on GG. Of course, just crossed the 100K subscriber mark. Appreciate all you that are subscribed. Gonna watch a new tournament be a champion, gonna be crowned. I'm gonna take a look here because I actually don't know. I believe there are multiple winners here. Let me just see. I'll pull up the results, and it's a little bit, you know what, I'm gonna have to look on my phone because it's very, very jumbled, but I'm gonna tell you exactly who has won Super Millions. Let me pull up my chat with the results. So here we go. So let's see. We've got Justin Bonomo. He has one win in the Super Millions in season 1. Arthur has 4 wins in season 2, which is just insane. 1 in season 1 for 5 total. We've got Nicholas Ostad, who also has 5 wins, 3 in season 2, 2 in season 1. And we have Arsene had 1 in season 1. So we could have a potential, that's got to be a record, right? We got 5 for Arthur and 5 for none for Samuel, which is interesting to note. And Andre Novak also does not have a win, but we are going to have either a 5 or a 6-time winner potentially between Nicholas and Arthur. So a lot to play for, a lot of pride, a lot of respect within this as the big boy tournament online every week. And we're going to see if someone can get to 6 titles. That is insane. Here we go. King 6 off, deuce 10. And he is going to go ahead and raise, not shove, the king 6 off. And Andre with the deuce 10, kind of frustrating, right? Just not much you can do, but fold. Again, 40K pay jump, playing for next, 290,000, just about double what it is first and fourth. And here's a couple real hands. This could easily go, wow, this may save, if with Arthur opening, this would have saved Nicholas, who would have opened and probably got shoved on. As it plays, just more chips to Nicholas, 4-handed. Continues 6 million for Nicholas, and he's getting a nice distribution right now. 9-5 suited. It's got connectivity, can flop straights, flushes, but a fold based on the situation. Always interesting to me in blind on blind, how wide people defend, what spots, depends who's opening, what juncture of the tournament. But right now, super, super tight between first and second, let's call it tied 3-way. So this is a very interesting spot where Nicholas is going to be able to lean heavily all of a sudden here. I mean, just sort of all shaking out for Nicholas at this moment. When we get to heads up, I'll announce the winner of the $100 ticket. Anyone who typed RYE and hit the thumbs up is eligible for that. Will be $100 in tournament dollars on GG. Of course, the World Series of Poker running currently on GG. Some nice opportunities for a big score. And Scott Ball won that $1 million mystery bounty. Actually called me yesterday. Yeah, that is what's up. We are going to be rolling into a spot where we see the chip leader 6-7 off. Does he want to get spicy here? No, he's got some limitations and 10s. Huge hand, small blind, big blind. Probably just going to be raising, not a hand you necessarily want to limp in this situation, but I don't think he's not going to just shove. I can't imagine either. Maybe like 350, 400, but very curious. These are spots that are tricky. See what he goes with here. 420, I like it. That's what I would do. King 9 off. Also interesting because it's sort of one of those like, all right, I got a good hand. Guy could be bluffing, but I'm sort of like in no man's land. Does call. Ace 8-5 rainbow, all different suits there. 10s, got to feel pretty good, although that pesky ace is out there. Goes for a small bet. Want to deny equity, maybe like queen jack, king queen, something like this. Of course, even just 1 over like this particular hand. Great card. I mean, King 9 hanging on. But tens, I mean, tens, like it's so high up. It's just so sick. If, I mean, Sam flats on the flop. If you call the king eye on the flop and the ace comes on the turn, but this is not, there's not a lot of not a lot of room to get super creative. The diamond comes home. He's going to have 6-7 as well. He has a king of diamonds in his hand. Wow. We might see a bluff here. Wow. We might see Sam go for a bluff. I mean, he flatted twice. He also could think that maybe he got it. This is super interesting. The king of diamonds, a relevant card. Heads up, four-handed game, heads up pot, blind on blind, 2 million in the middle. Very, I mean, to rip it here, bet like 700 or 800K, right? Leave himself a little bit of chips behind. I mean, I think he's going to go for it, honestly. He has 6-7, he has diamonds, and he does shove it in. And Andre Novak all of a sudden doesn't beat a lot of hands. This is quickly becoming, I think, the most interesting hand of the tournament. And Novak, I mean, he doesn't have a diamond, he doesn't have a 6 or a 7, he doesn't have the ace. I mean, it sort of like seems impossible to call, but this is a high level hand, very sick hand. We are officially 3 hours in to the tournament, right? No, almost 2 hours, 45 minutes in. And well played. Sick hand, man. Cheers to you. Very, very tough player. Very tough hand. Wow. Making a note on that one. That's making the highlight. Samuel K9. Oh, blind on four-handed. Sick flop bluff. All right, tens, queen three off. All right, that might be the highlight vlog. That might be the actual teaser right there, guys. Hope you're enjoying. Everyone having a good time. Jeff Gross, we had Benjamin Rolle, the creator, founder, CEO, brains behind Razor Edge, join us. He had to leave early for a flight, but he did put in a good, honest day with us, and a treat to have him. So I am solo at the moment, flying with you guys. And Nicholas is solo in the chip lead. King, queen, jack, deuce, 3-4 suited. Arthur with a nice strong hand, likely just going to be the same thing. Going to just not really looking to induce Nicholas. Also just want to just take it down, and he does jam it in. All checks out. Andre with 4 high, getting a little bit short. Okay, king 8 suited, although with the short stack, Arthur just shows he's not afraid. Playing ranges. Novak with the 5s. Not fun to put your chips at risk, but 10 blinds versus an aggressive player, four-handed with the fold equity, does pick it up. Well done. I'm in Brazil. Someone's asking, yeah, I'm in a small town in Brazil. That was the internet that cut out, but it was actually my computer. First time that ever happened. Sorry about that. I apologize. Been having a lot of acai pounds de queijo here, some coxinhas. Definitely not on my diet. I was on a great diet, started traveling, been on the road for like 4 months. Gonna go to Burning Man, Cyprus, and then hopefully get to relax for a bit. As well, I have a Korea trip planned, but yeah, I'll be with you guys on almost every Tuesday. Next week will not be with you because of Burning Man, but I'll be with you in spirit, and I'm sure we'll have a very special show lined up for you. I know there's a few people gonna be looking to guest host, so we'll get that tied in for you. Andre Novak, king 6 short, realizing that Nicholas Ostad, we saw it make a fairly light call. Well, not a light call, but a king high call before. King 10, a little different than king 6, of course. But, you know, how picky can you be? If you win, you're sort of in a new different spot. You're already short, but I think he just realized still 10 blinds. King 6 off doesn't play amazing, and he's going to look to be first in and not put his chips at risk, at least with that particular holding. And here now we are going to see Nicholas go to town, and this is where separation comes into play. People have to be super tight, and I think we are going to get to see him use his power. It's impressive that after that 4 ball in the river, he was able to come back at the chip lead again. And here, ace 8 suited and ace 6 off. Wow, ace 6 has to be super tight. 40K difference, goes for a open, not a shove. And then the thing is, I know Samuel, though, if he's going to raise this particular hand and get jammed on, I don't think he's raising to fold. And wow, both players going to hit hard. Ace 8 suited in an amazing spot. There is going to be some chops too, but he's got the spade free roll. Gets called though, has to believe that this is going to connect with Archer a decent amount. Some broadways, some hands, could have a weaker ace. He might be able to deduct that. Ooh, close to the 6. It's not. Ace 8 still in the lead. Going to be a chop pot sometimes. Going to be going Samuel's way sometimes. And a 6 on the river. He does have a 6 of spades, so he does have the 3 pure 6s still for a win. Betting big here. He also just realizes like Jack 10, King Jack, weaker aces. You know, he loses obviously to like Jack Queen, but I think he just kind of knows where he's at. And this is, if you're Archer, it's a bit problematic here. I don't see how you could possibly fold here. Doesn't. And this is a absolutely sick card. Makes the stone cold nuts on the river. Blocks the ace. What does he get called with? Is there a possibility his opponent has like a lower flush draw? I mean, what would he have shoved the flop? Probably not with the flush draw, right? Of course not with the ace king 10. So I think you just got to go for all of it. It's the SPR. It's all the chips. And if your Archer does snap call, doesn't think long, and that is going to do it for our friend Archer, who is not going to get his, I believe what I say, 6th or 7th title. Is it Nicholas now has that chance to do a $25 million in earnings on GG, 5 million. I mean, that's an insane number. That might be the most on the entire site. You saw on GG Super Millions earnings alone. And I just got to pull it back up because I had it. I just don't want to misquote it wrong. So yeah, Archer had 5. So Nicholas Osted has 3 and 2, looking for his 4th in season 2. And here we go. King Jack suited versus Ace 5. A lot of clubs on the board. Needs a river or else it's going to be a double. And it is the club. And we are going to be heads up versus 2 absolute pillars, legends of the game. Lot to play for, even stacked. And I believe I officially lost a nice healthy dinner to Ben CB. Yikes. Blank. That's it. GG. Good luck. No chops available. 2 good friends. A lot of mutual respect here. Still a lot to play for. They're going to play it out. 65,000, very even stack. 7s, excuse me, to 6-3 to start. Nicholas going to kick it off with the chip lead slightly. And I owe Ben a dinner. I'm going to message him right now. And Nicholas. And that is, let's play some poker. Let's play heads up. We're closing in on almost 3 hours of play. Say that has been a little deeper. It's been going that route lately. And I hope you guys are enjoying. This is a sick heads up. 2 titans of the game, truly. And we had another one in the titan of the game, Ben CB, on as the guest today. Knows these guys very well. We have 731, man. A lot of Raise Your Edge fans, a lot of great people in here. Ben left. Yeah, he had to run, but 2 European Titans. Classic matchup. This is an instant title. Nicholas versus Sam. And Queen 3, Ace Deuce. Ace Deuce has a very powerful hand here, of course. Gonna bet here. Queen 3, Queen high. Gonna consider. You know, there's some hands he does beat. Some wheels, but no, not gonna hero call. Rarely see hero calls. Like, so many players just make great folds here, but again, dead even it's too close to call. You guys got 100. Let me announce the winner of the $100, and I need you, if you're still in the chat, let me find it. I did put it in. I screenshotted it earlier. Let me see if I can find it. Positive vibes, positive space vibes on YouTube. You won. Please let me know your GG poker name, or if you don't have one, your friends. And I will get your username in there. Positive vibes. I'm gonna see if I can get you sorted out here before the show's even over. That is the winner of the $100 ticket. Trying to get the chat up. I don't know why I can't see it. Positive space vibes, man. I hope you're watching still. You gotta stay around, right? If he doesn't claim it, go to the next person, but hopefully he comes in there and see if I can get the, man, I'm having a hard time figuring this out on the chat. see this live chat. There we go. Positive space vibes, $100 coming your way. Cheers, man. Yeah, 2 goats for sure. All right, Jack 10 and King 5. Nicholas with the nice to have the nuts on the river. And if you're Samuel, it's heads up. It's hard to make a pair. He's got 2. If positive vibes doesn't cheer in, I will get someone a winner. And look at this. Nicholas gets the call. Can't blame Sam with 2 pair. Heads up. Talented opponent. Capable opponent. There he is. Magic, Jeff. There he is. Positive vibes. What's your username? All right. I got to put this in the chat before. Let me type it in. We got positive vibes. Excuse me, guys. I really apologize for the internet cutting earlier. Trying to find the winner. 6s, King 5. This is going to go all in and not get called. Trying to get my man for the $100 in the giveaway. He may not have a GG account. Hopefully he does. Nicholas is over 10 million for the first time. He's got the lead. He's got the chips. He's got it going on. Oh, well. Let's see. Ace-6 to ace-queen. Ace-queen, this hand I talk about so often. Can he hold 93%? It looks clean to the river. It is clean. We'll play some more poker. Should have got a water when the computer cut out. I did use the restroom, had to go. I apologize. Ace 10, 6 deuce, both players with the pair, man. Where are you? We need the username. I got to get it. Bankroll builder. All right, we got it. Bankroll builder. All one word. Bankroll builder username. So that's done. Appreciate you guys all engaging. And that's in there. All right, that's good. So we're done. Ace 10, 6 deuce. And I am all right. We got enough. We got ourselves gonna have quite ourselves a highlight vlog. You guys already the hundreds locked up. There's the winner, and we are gonna play down to it here. We got ace 9, ace 3. Ace 3 does jump in the lead, but quite a card. The ace of spades, very relevant. Interesting. Doesn't bet, decides to take the equity, and now hits the spade. And let's see what kind of sizing he goes with here. I guess pretty big, right? Just your opponent may have a spade, not fold. So let's see what he comes up with. 3,000 you watching today. Super, super cool to have you guys on. I was thinking about streaming some WSOP, but just been slammed over here. Haven't had a chance, and won't get a chance to stream before getting back to USA. Gonna go to Burning Man. Gonna miss next Tuesday. Be back in Cyprus. Gonna do commentary. And look at this. Gets paid off to ace 3. It's a light call, but again, of course, very, very understanding that it's going to be polarized there, and decides that ace high or the 3 was enough to either be good or not. And Sam now with the lead. So yeah, gonna miss next week, but I will be back the following September 6th. My birthday, September 5th. Then fly to Cyprus. I will be there, and we'll have the show in Cyprus. So yeah, Super Millions heating up. Bigger prizes that we are in the midst of the WSOP right now. A lot of people vying for a bracelet. That mystery bounty, $1 million got awarded. Scott Ball got it. I'm actually, I didn't realize I'm flying tomorrow. So I got a long trip tomorrow. We are going to be playing to the winner. 3 hours in on the dot right now. $65,000 heads up match. Two of the best to ever do it. Not a lot to give here. It's close to call. What do I like about Burning Man? Well, deep. I met my wife there, first of all. Antonio Esfandiari got me to go in 2014. Didn't think it would be for me, but I loved it. Had one of the greatest times of all time of my life, and then met my wife in the middle of the desert. So that was cool, but just fun. It's a really liberating place. It's fun. There's a lot of cool different camps, a lot of learning, a lot of people expressing themselves. Just an amazing vibe, really. I went 14, met my wife. 15, 16 went with my wife. We didn't go 17, 18, 19. 2021 was COVID. Nice hand there with 9 high from Sam. And then this year will be first time back, but so basically missed 3 years, and then twice was the COVID. So yeah, it's been 5 years since I've gone. Who knows? I think this should be a pretty special burn for sure. All right, 7-9, Queen 8 suited. Queen 8 definitely has some reasons to bet. So a lot of good turns, can keep betting. 7-9, of course, in Hold'em, so hard to make a pair, can't go anywhere. Just calls. Turn 6, the possible flush comes home. Likely we'll go check. Don't know if in this particular turn Nicholas is going to decide to be betting. Has a 0 equity bluff. Doesn't. 9 comes home on the river, makes 2 pair for Sam, but also puts a 4 flush out. So potential wheels spinning for Nick to be bluffing. If check 2, which it is. Got to give up sometimes. This might and there's the bluff. And nicely played from Sam. Gonna get the max, makes his 2 pair. Seven, 4, ace 5. And all in. Nicholas gonna keep the fight going. This is not over yet, but now Sam, close to 10 million, has a nice chip lead, about 2-1. Queen Jack A7. This could be it. What is this? How many blinds? We're talking 20 blinds. Queen Jack. I mean, if he rips it, and it does call though. I mean, this will be interesting. A7 certainly hand to be put in the raise range. Does just ship it. And Nick though with the Queen Jack decides it's not worth to go with. So that's interesting. Some people might jam. Some people might min raise there, but a limp and a fold. Very, very interesting. Heads up play, one of the more fascinating. Everyone's got a style, different stacks. So we see the min raise, and both players flop a pair here. Sam with the king queen, 3-9 suited for Nicholas. Very nice spot. Best position, best hand in the chip lead. And Sam going to continue to tell the story. The 6 pairs, but nice spot for Sam. And we see a lead. This is something we see often when the out of position player, the turn card pairs the board a lead. Certainly Sam not folding here. Just a matter, does he want to raise or just call? But I guess calling makes the most sense in my mind. I guess the 5 on the river, something's changed. And wow. Wow. I don't know if King Queen has played can fold, but some gut shots come home. The spades come home. Sam does not have a 6, does not have a spade. But wow, this is interesting, right? King Queen so high up in the range. Nicholas has got caught bluffing before, and I just don't know. I mean, at the same time, if you fold, you still have a nice lead. If you call and win, you're basically winning the turn. I mean, you got your opponent just super crushed. I don't know. I don't know if he could fold here, but I get it. It's not a fist pump spot by any means. Wouldn't fault him for folding, but Nicholas goes for 1.6 million, and Sam deep in the tank. Don't envy this spot. Let's see if he can sort it out. And wow. Well done, Nicholas. Man, these boys are playing. Leads turn, gets it through. 2 4s, 1 2 limping. Gonna see a flop. We see the Jack 9 versus 4s, 9-5-3, pretty good. Decent flop for 4s, although still, like, as you know, if you limp, going to be overs there. I don't know. It's an easy call, though. It's just so polarizing. It's either, stone cold bluffing or or not. And he did take a bottom pair and bluff there. I mean, that was insane. That was a sick hand. Goat's gonna go, right? Yeah, that's what you're saying. Everyone's called, throw that term lightly, goat, but these are two of the guys. And here Nicholas flops the straight, king 10 has a gut shot, has position, although 6, 7, 8, 2 hearts, decides to take the king high equity and not get blown off, a potential winner. Chat pros for sure. I'll tell you what, like I said, I consider myself a very knowledgeable poker player, but I'm not in here gonna be talking strategy over these two or trying to get on their level on where they're at. And we're talking about the top 0.01% of players. So trust me, they're definitely, they're on the island of their own. I'm not going to be critiquing their play by any means. I of course, am more on taking notes, as all of us are in a lot of these spots, playing the best tournament players in the world, getting to see them whole cards up on the Super Tuesday final table every Tuesday. That's from the 10K Sunday tournament. You can satellite in for 100 for less, and 9s to ace 10. This could decide it. Huge pot either way. 9s to ace 10. Two Titans battling the 10 pairs. Sam in exactly where he wants them. 4.5% to the river in a classic flip. Ace 10 to 9s, and that is gonna do it. Your champion Samuel gets it done. 295 going there. Look at that. Look at this lineup. I mean, this is murderer's row right here. This is absolute savages. Ben CB, Benjamin Rolle, belongs right in for this final table. He did the commentary with me for the majority of it. I got to say, we had it all today. We had an internet cut. We had players get disconnected. We had giveaways, the $100 given away. We had Ben on, and we are right on just over 3 hours. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I will say one more time, I will not be joining for next week due to Burning Man. You will have a host, you will have a show, you will have a great time. I'm going to make sure they do a $100 giveaway for you. If they don't, I'm going to come back with a $300 giveaway next week. If somehow they forget to do a $100 giveaway, I'm going to put in $200 extra in my pocket cash next week. I have a lot of love for you guys. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining. Thanks for being a part of the Super Millions every week. So many familiar faces, and I will be seeing you guys very soon, the day after my birthday, September 6th. I'll miss next week. Cheers to you. Much love. Congrats to Samuel. Very, very, very special final table today. Thanks to Ben, CB, Raise Your Edge, the man, the myth. We'll see you guys very soon next Tuesday. Cheers.